I like that Honduran cigar, the spirits rise. Smoke curling like ancestors whispering in the skies. Dr. Sebi in my left ear saying heal from inside. This ain't no new land, we the ones they try to deny. Before Columbus ever dreamed of ship steer, we was building mounds, doing rituals with no fear. From Yucatan to Galveston, New Orleans near. That's a triangle of soul, but the map been clear. Second lines ain't parades, that's ancestral rights. Tambourines and feathers under full moonlight. We ain't immigrants now, we the original might. Built pyramids and bone flutes before Rome took flight. Topcatz said it loud, stop begging for permission. Our culture ain't missing, it's just deep in tradition. We ain't African cause they told us we remember the mission. The land speaks Creole, soul food and intuition, yo. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. And the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. It's our home, not a place we disappear. James singing true through the pain and the tears. Granny sat me down, roll something slow. Said when you puff, give thanks, let the cosmos know. I inhale the jungle, exhale the flow. Spitting stories that the textbook still scared to show. Cigar lit like a torch from ancient rites. Aromas like prayers to the Orishas at night. New Orleans ain't a tourist tale, it's black divine. Where the jazz horns been time and the spirits align. Forget Columbus, we was dancing in stars. Trading turquoise, dripping culture in bars. Drums talking codes, spirits moving cars. Look close, the past ain't gone, it's just behind these stars. From Congo Square to Trammy porches, we built this land, no need for endorsements. The Mardi Gras beads ain't just for decor. That's soul armor, homie, we was gods before war. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. This our home, not a place we disappear. James singing true through the pain and the tear. Through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. This our home, not a place we disappear. James singing true through the pain and the tears. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. This our home, not a place we disappear. James singing true through the pain and the tears.
Hey y'all, peace. We waiting on Top to sign in right now. We got him backstage. Y'all like that, right? There was some hot, there was some heat. That's how we coming, man. We come. Hey, somebody say no sound. Can you hear me? Yo, peace. And high grease. We about to get it cracking, cuz. Waiting on Top to sign in right now. We this right here longer way. Hey, shout out big bro Maurice for suggesting we get in touch with Topcatz, man. Shout out Rod for putting it together, man. Shout out Rod. Shout out everybody down in H-Town, man. We about to get it cracking, man. Waiting on Top to sign in right now. Hold on, y'all. I don't know. It might okay. I think I sent him a new link. Just in case. Yeah, we're about to get ready, man. Look, we try to we expanding the game and we bringing more people on. That boy legendary Topcatz is the up and coming hot. He hot in the game right now. So you already know, man, how we finna do it. You know what I'm saying? You're on TV, man. Get them in the building, hit that like, man. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. There you go, right there. Man, they tried to stall us, Topcatz, man. They tried to stall.
Nah, I got it. I finally got it to work.
Yeah, man. Hey, we got a whole bunch of people on here to love you, man. They my brother Mauricio, he the one told me, hey man, you all to get up with Topcatz, man, and get in here and rap. Y'all rapping a little bit, man. Y'all going around the same talking about the same similar stuff. And I even think we could be kidding each other some kind of way, because I know my grandma could shadow for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, and then yeah, man, we've been hearing a lot of great things about you. We just seen you on the Black Magic channel. Y'all, we saw you at the top of the mound in Georgia. We saw you putting boots on the ground down in Central America and things. So you doing, and you got the BCU University going on. I mean, you got the Big Chief clothing line. I mean, you got a whole bunch of stuff going on. So we try to get people to get some eyes on you, man. Go ahead.
Hey, nah. Speaking of the clothing lines, we got them American Indian. Just out there. Man, we got all kind of stuff, man. Anything Indian. We got sources right here. I'm not black, I'm Indian, man.
Right.
We got the big Indian business, man. Sources, all of that, man.
Oh yeah, that's fire. Big Indian business.
I'm gonna send you some of this shit, man.
Big Indian business. I need some of that big Indian business.
Yeah. These slides right here.
Oh yeah, boy, you really doing it, boy. You really going all the way in.
Yeah.
The boy got slides and everything.
Yeah, I got you for sure.
Man, so so where you from, man? You from Houston, right?
Yeah, I'm from H-Town. I'm from Texas.
H-Town. Yeah, man. I know I used to live in Humble, man, right there off 59 before you get into Houston, man.
Yeah. Deerbrook Miles. So you over there?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Then I lived in Dallas for 10 years. Out there in North Dallas, Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
Starting to get the projects.
Shout out to North Dallas, man.
Yeah, the boys out there with Mo 3.
Yeah, Mo 3.
Yeah, Mo 3 and Lucci and Pookie. You ever heard of them? Mr. Luke and Mr. Poochie?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they was over there too when I was over there. Well, I think Lucci went to jail for a while. But yeah, man, I used to be out there running all around Dallas. But this is where we brought you on, man. We really brought you on so the people could get their eyes on you and see what you got going, man. What's up with the BCU, man, the university, man? We see you got the university going on. What's that in the platinum package? In that platinum package, man. People ask about the platinum. Yeah, the platinum package.
Nah, Big Chief University, man. We really just, when I came in the game, the way that I came in, you know, me getting my information from the house, from my family, and you know, versus having like a master teacher or listening. So when I came in, you know, people was like, nigga tripping, you know, some of the things I was saying, you know what I'm saying? But so I created BCU based off of genealogy. I ain't gonna lie, it was a lot of like warfare, you know what I'm saying? Everything was split up, bust down. And I'm like, I just came from the streets, you know what I'm saying? I might well go back to the streets. I come in, it's the same old shit. So, you know, I just want the BCU just represented, you know what I'm saying? You know, purpose, like what we really here for. I always tell people, man, we got, if you here, homie, you better be here for two reasons, man. First, genealogy and purpose, man. Your purpose better be rooted in your genealogy. Because we gotta understand we ain't just representing ourselves, we represent everything that comes off the tree. You feel me? And so in American Indian culture, you know, we're gonna respect our elders, you know what I'm saying? So BCU is just basically we genealogy based. Everything is about genealogy. Who are you? Where are you in the story? You know, we cool with world history, all of that. Master teachers reading all of these books and all of this here. The if your family is not in that book, if that conversation not about you, we gotta stop being historians and become my historians. You know, because if I come and ask a person and a nigga can tell me how far the earth is from the sun, but he don't know his fairy great grandma's name, you feel me? So yeah, somebody fucked over because they told us knowledge of self. Yeah, knowledge of self was opening our pineal gland and and you feel me, we gotta read 10,000 books to, you know what I'm saying? And the whole time I'm like, fam, we come from a creator, homie, that when you get here, you have everything you need already.
Go
so
ahead.
The answer is never gonna be outside yourself. It's gonna have to be inside of us. Man, anybody that was locked in that box, you already know a nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's mind over matter, man. So yeah, that Big Chief University was basically just built off of genealogy and us honoring our tree, knowing our story, you know, and not a story that they didn't put us under black and all these other different political terms to keep us in a certain status, you know, outside of the jurisdiction, you know, the slave history, black history, you know, Pan-African Afrocentrism, you know, even the religious branches, you know, no disrespect, but we don't get a real game, you know. You know, those had a major part to play, you know, and when they looped everybody in on the play, like every black nigga in America had the same experience.
Right.
That's cap, you know what I'm saying? So that right there alone let a nigga know, you know what I'm saying, something's wrong, man. We had to fill in them blanks. But yeah, Big Chief University is basically a genealogy community where we focus on our ancestors and we honor them, you know what I mean? Period.
Yeah.
Them before us. Yeah.
Right. That's fine. Hey man, I see, man, I looked it up, man. It says you the author of books, man. What kind of books you wrote, man? It said you an author. You write books today. I got books, clothing line. I mean, you doing, go ahead. What about these books, man? Tell us about these books.
I got a few books. I got a few right here. This one right here was my first one. American Garden Civilization. Y'all can awaken and say this is his favorite book right here. But that was my first one. I took the photos and everything because I don't just, you know, I travel when I research. So you know,
I got a question coming up on that too.
Man, I'm gonna send you all this shit. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
Look, man, man got books and everything. Yeah.
That's me in front of Tulum, in front of the lighthouse. You know, they traded silver from there and brought the gold from Peru over to Tulum. So yeah, I travel and get the research. This right here.
Man, where can they get them books from, man? They got them on Amazon or you go to the Big Chief website?
On Amazon, BigChiefUniversity.com.
Okay, I got it in the link.
University.com, Untold History of American Indian. And this the Indian Bible right here. This what we call the Indian Bible. I'm not black, I'm Indian. The miseducation.
Oh yeah, that was fire, boy.
This motherfucker, this the real deal. And see, right here on the cover, that's my grandma. Right here.
Fire.
My coincided grandma. Yeah, who they call me.
That's fire, man. You got some good shit, man.
Yeah, that's her on the Indian reservation right there. Oldest reservation in Texas.
Man, so y'all heard it, man. You go to the Big Chief University. I got it in the links for y'all, man. Y'all want to go check out the books. Also, I'm gonna go find them on Amazon and lock them in the links too. I got another question for you, brother, because you say you went down, you got the pictures, and you went down to the ancient cities. How was that experience? Like the energy down there when you was down there next to those big ass pyramids that were built by our ancestors that's been there for a long ass time. The energy on that shit, man. How was that experience, brother?
Man, cold, man. I think each one I went to, it was a different experience. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm there for the download. So I'm fasting, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not even eating. And it was so cold that it led me to start bringing the community. You know what I'm saying? So we did 20 group tours. We did 2 pyramid tours. We doing our 3rd in July. We're doing a pyramid tour in July. So yeah, it led to us end up going to see all of the mounds, pyramids, Pyramid of the Sun, Teotihuacan. We done been to a lot of places. Igbalum Pyramid, the Black Jaguar, walked it 102 feet in there, you know, but nah, it's a and then like you said, we did the Stone Mountain, man. We brought out down to like 100 people out there. We was deep.
I seen it.
Yeah, that was a wild day. And then what's so cold? It just came off a lecture that I had did. Bro, Rich had me on do a lecture. He's like, hey man, you want to go to Stone Mountain? I'm like, yeah. We get there. We like, oh man, what we done, man? But nah, it was a group thing, and I just man.
There was a lot of people out there, man. Brother Simon, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to King Simon, Sharif Bay, Red Blue, Billy Carson, Vicky Dillard, Edel, you know what I'm talking about?
All the heavy hitters. All the heavy hitters, brother. All the heavy hitters. Yeah. That's all the heavy hitters. Hey, look, so that's what I was gonna ask you, man. So what made you want to start teaching and going and on the ancestral route, and then, you know, really getting it? Because you really starts down about, you serious about this. Like, some people out here be playing about it. You really out here serious about it, doing it with the clothing line, books. I mean, you already in the game heavy. A lot of people don't even know about you yet, but they about to know about you though. But what made you want to start like going down this path of like ancestral study and that we natives, all that, right?
Oh man, it's some cold games. So my auntie what really sparked it, you know what I'm saying? So it was a Christmas I was leaving that, and she pulled me to the side. I'm on the way to go hit a lick. She pulled me to the side. And you know that room in Granny House that can't nobody sit in, but they got all the pictures and everything in there.
With
the whole night. I used to be scared to go in there because the picture's black and white, and it look like their eyes moving when they looking at you, you know. But it's real high frequency in there. So, but yeah, she put me in there and she like showed me the picture. Showed me the picture of my grandma going through and was telling the story. And my family was chiefs of the tribe, so boom. So it caught up with me later, man. Boom. Then in 2020, you know, I was doing boxing. 2020, I was living in Dubai, and the motherfucking you know, the 19 happened. So boxing gets shut down. So I'm on the internet, I'm just kicking my shit, but I'm telling my story, my family story. And that I just seen it was a huge gap. I felt like the Indian, you know what I'm saying, wasn't being represented right. You know, one of the first things that I brought to the game was, because I seen a lot of people trying to live in Native American culture. It was all type of wild things that was going on. You know, the arguments was a little too victimhood for me. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna do that because we were rebels. You know what I'm saying? If the United States win the war 200-300 years of their existence, who you think they going to war with? You feel me? So the victim story, I wasn't feeling. So that's what made me just, because I wanted to stick on my story and, you know, the 5 civilized tribes, you know, my bloodline and my area. And it led to me just seeing, you know, trying to fill in the gap, put some paint where it ain't, you know, for the Indian side, because at that time, man, we wouldn't get no play. I ain't gonna say we wouldn't get no play. But
we heard about the Hebrews, everybody was
everybody, they got fed while we starved, man. But we went from not even being ranked, man, to right now you got Lil Boosie doing the genealogy. You hear me? Kevin Gates, Stacey Red, Erica Badu, like everybody waking up, and then, you know, it's a great awakening right now, man. You know, we're trying to be alive.
Right. I see y'all even take visits to some of the local mounds in the like not on your area, like other states. You visit other state mounds to burial sites and things like the rest of too.
We got cores in BCU, so we got our East Coast core, we got the Southeast core, we got the Midwest core. You know, that's your Ohio, your Illinois, St. Louis niggas, and we got Southeast core, which is our largest core. You know, because we got a lot of people come out from Carolinas, Florida, Georgia, Atlanta. We always deep in Atlanta. But you know, Gulf Coast car, and we got the West Coast car. So we went on 5 trips in 5 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And in those trips, we went down to Montezuma Castle for the West Coast car. We went to the Serpent Mound for the Midwest car. We was in Ohio and Kentucky. We went to man, I can't even think. We went to Sheehy. We went to Sheehy. That's the highest elevation. That's the end of the Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachian Mountains is a big part of our story and our history. You know what I'm saying? The difference in the cultures, and even, you know, the United States versus us, because that's what it's gonna be. From the I wouldn't even say the Mason-Dixie, you know, but yeah, from that area all the way down on the other side of the Appalachians, that's the story of America or U.S. expansion gonna come from. But yeah, we went to a few little spots. Mardi Gras, we hit up historical events, you know, and we go in there and we kick Indian history with them. Like Juneteenth, we went down to Galveston where the story happened. And I had some feathers on. So the dude here, Pan African, he the chairman of the Juneteenth Museum in Galveston. See, they used to have an Olmec head on there, but they took it off. And yeah, that's cold. But they do have the Moors coming as the Spanish with the feds on everything, you know. And then you see the slavery and all of that. And matter of fact, the guy, Mr. Juneteenth, Al Ilwas, that's my grandma's first cousin. So he got the law passed for Juneteenth. That's my grandma's first cousin.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, out of Polk County, Texas. He passed in 2020. He went to Wheatley High School. He knew Martin Luther King them when Jesse Jackson ran. He was Sigma Pi Phi, you know. He was that's kinfolk, you know. Yeah, talk shit like a motherfucking folk with them bad bitches. But yeah, man, we went to a few little spots, man, and we ain't done. We just getting started. Now we just opening it up, man, and bringing everybody in. So I threw an event last year in November called Fade, because every year for the last 4 years we had what's called Homecoming. That's the same day. One day we meet up, and we did it in Houston this year. Last year in November, man, it was super live. A lot of people showed up, sold out. It was a success, man. Brought them that Houston culture, and a lot of them boys fell in love with that Houston culture. But nah, that was dope right there. You know, to do it at home, like you say, we've been on the road, and
y'all boys hitting the road,
bring it home, and man, now they showed up and showed out. Yeah.
Hey man, now we finna get into some heavy duty shit, man. Yeah, man, we got you. Hey y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. We got the legendary Chief Topcatz in this building, man. The one of those.
We finna get some work in.
Let's get to the heavy shit, guys. We got him introduced. We brought him. This is not at the Apollo, my nigga. We brought him to the stage, right? It's not at the Apollo, yeah. All right, look. Hey, take my first question I got for you, man. Look, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna bite right down into it. Hey, baby, my first question I got for you is the $5 Indians right now, and they going hard now, boy. My old lady sent me some more clips on them. Yeah, they going around calling us pretendians, and then it's other this is my question. It's other brothers who want to go with the African narrative. They want to go. They got beat. They told me. You know, they to be not to be a slave. They want to be Toby. They're saying that how are we Indians and we're not on a reservation? Could you break down that paradigm of the reservation, all these $5 Indians and the Dawes roll and all that? Could you break down the paradigm of why we, the real Indians, are being excluded off reservations, and people who pretty much still trying to steal our birthrights and panhandling on these reservations? Could you break that down?
Shit like that. Yeah. I say this here. One place you do not want to be in America is on the reservation. You've been to the ghetto, nigga. You don't want to go to the red. say now the reservation. Now you don't want to be on the reservation, but you have something called reservations and non-reservation Indians. You could actually look up. There's a case in Virginia. Actually talk about it in this book right here, and yeah, I give you the case number. It's in the book, but Virginia reclassified all non-reservational Indians as Negroes. Yeah, that's singing.
Wow. Oh yeah, that's fire right there. I gotta write that down.
That's in the 20th century.
Yeah.
1900s. They did that. Yeah.
Yeah, they like, cause it's like, I know, like when I pull up, like I know my grandma is Chata. I mean, well, my one side they Chata. They really connected. Chata and Casada is really connected because they really from the same area. Yeah. So, but
listen,
my bad. Go ahead.
So the Choctaw, we can see when the beginning of them was born. You know, on old maps, that's not even their name, but the Choctaw in it. That's a part of it. You know, later like these. Right now, what they have in the United States for people, I think this will make it simple if I break it down like this here. People today who are Native American on reservation, if we go back to 100 years ago, this is not the same conversation or situation where it just started. In 1924, that's the first time that the U.S. even acknowledged the people who are now on reservations, and a lot of them wasn't even there then. But in 1924 is when they had ability to get citizenship in the United States. In 1934, they came back and they created a policy to where they ended tribal law, meaning, you know, breaking up their government. They infiltrated their government. Tribal law, meaning bloodline descendant. That's why I call myself Big Chief, because my family was chiefs. So I ain't capping. It ain't no internet shit. I'm popping. You know what I'm saying? So because right now, if it was in the right order, I would have been the chief. You feel me? So but they come with the Reorganization Act in 1934. The Reorganization Act had people go reorganize everything they had going on. One of the things they wanted to do was push us out of the tribes and reclaim it. So we move up to the Termination Act. Now, when the U.S. dropped the Termination Act, anybody that was here claiming sovereignty of any kind, they took it away. They closed down the boarding schools. They stopped funding all of the Native American. Anybody that was outside and didn't reorganize their tribe in 1934, well, this was to wipe the board from everybody. That's how the states depend on the federal government now for funds, even though they had a power to pass their own laws. But if the federal, they'll take their funding. They scared of the funding getting took. So, like in '78 with the Mormons, they had to change their doctrine, or the government was going to tax them. They was going to stop funding them, make them pay them, tax them. So if you didn't come in and reorganize it after the Termination Act, you had to. So when they came in, this forced them to create a lot of tribes. I give y'all an example. The Coshada tribe right now. See, we from the Koasati, Koasati. When you look on the old maps, that's the real one. Now, why would the name change today? They'll say, well, it's anglicized. That's not true. It's because they're running under what is called a chartered corporation.
Yeah, so, incorporated. That's right. Go ahead. You own it.
These are not tribes, they're corporations. And I'll tell you something even deeper.
You own it, boy.
We heard of $5 Indians. Right. Now that's true, but that didn't affect us more than them reorganizing the tribes in the 1900s. And I'm gonna tell you why. Now it did strip the land and the laws and made it hard, because if the Constitution, the United States have to retain the government to government relationship. not an individual. If you're an Indian and you're outside of their jurisdiction, they have no business talking to you. You know, the state versus such and such. No, it's gonna be this state versus whatever nation, the chieftain tribe that you come from. You feel me? That's the proper way for it to be done and how the Constitution run it. But so when the white YT people, they own these tribes, they own these charters to these corporations.
Yeah.
So, like the first Cherokee chief, William Keeler, he's a white man. The first Seminole chief, and the Seminole tell you that I went to a reservation, Big Cypress. The sign big as day. It was 1936. Well, what happened? It was a Baptist minister who came out of Oklahoma who went to Florida, and he picked up a guy named who he ended up naming Billy Osceola. The real Osceola, who is Billy Powell, his name is William Powell. They call him Billy though. This is my 8th ancestor. I can take you all the way back, and one of my grandmas still wears the surname because through his son we gonna be related. But it's my 8th ancestor. So
the Williams.
The Powells.
Powell. Okay, Powell. Go ahead.
Powell. Yeah, his name is Powell. Yeah, William Powell. He never heard of no nigga named Osceola. But there's a guy named Billy Osceola. It's the first elected chief. So it went from tribal chief through bloodline, inheritance, or heir to the throne to just like the United States government, where you have to vote and be elected in. And so today now, all of the chiefs from all of the $5 tribes, most of all these other tribes were elected in the 1900s. And this is around civil rights era, because you even got the Seminole in 1975. They'll tell you this is when they started getting their things together. That's why it wasn't until 1979 when the Creek started kicking out people that look like you and I.
Yeah, right.
You feel me? Now, what I want people to understand is they're operating under a whole different system, because the highest law of the land here is the Constitution and and treaties. Now,
that's right.
These people, they under charter corporations. They not under no treaties. Who signed the treaty? They didn't sign the treaty. How we know that? Because right now they're having to go to the Hill. That's another way we know that U.S. don't respect no sovereignty. They went to snatch Venezuela president up out of there. They went and got Haiti president, hit him while he was in the bed with baby 4 a.m, caught him sleep. This ain't no sovereignty around. He's dealing with the bully, and we taught him how to fight. That's what's so cold.
You cooking tonight, boy.
At West Point, they got a 12-foot bronze statue of the Buffalo Soldiers because we taught them how to fight. They trained white cadets for 110 years. So all them white boys getting off the boat in Ellis Island and all of that, because the ones they brought from Eastern Europe during the Civil War, the North brought down to the South, because we were the Confederate. That's why our government was. We slaughtered them. All of them that came down there. And so until we flipped and went over to the United States colored troops under Abraham Lincoln, when he passed that law, he himself looked like us. Abraham Lincoln, a Cherokee Indian. Shout out to Judge Joe Brown. Judge Joe Brown say he a Choctaw Indian. So he just took a DNA test 8 years ago and said he was Yoruba. But when he was 8 years old, 8 years ago he just took a DNA test. But when he was 8 years old, he knew his grandma was a Choctaw Indian. So he's a tribal card carrying, Choctaw. Shout out to Pops though, Judge Joe Brown. But that's how this shit go. These niggas elected. These white folks own these tribes. They use the native population as a buffer class. They are the buffer, so they can put there, because everybody know that they not Indian. They can't get the benefits right now. Washington will not give the Choctaw, because they won't bring in their freedmen, the people that's called freedmen, and these people are allowing themselves to be called a slave. When we can go to the slave records, you know what I'm saying, and find that. Hey, do you mind if I share my screen?
Go ahead. You can. Hey, I'm trying to figure out. Like, can I make? Do I gotta like mash something for you to be able to share it?
Hold on. Tell me if you see this. All right, I'm sharing right now. Tell me if you can see.
Nah, I can't see it. Let me see. Do I got
look
a mash?
down? Look down in the box. You know where you brought me in it.
Yeah.
You see that? You see
Okay,
that box on the side?
yeah. Okay. Okay. There you go, right there.
All right.
Yeah, there you go, right there. Okay. Fire.
So this is what I wanted to show. Oh shit! Damn, I hope I ain't gotta go through this.
Man, I ain't even know you could do this shit. You just showed me something new, man. I ain't even know I could do that.
I'm trying to get to something, but as y'all see, we skipping through this old world America, man. This the ancient days, man. This me right here in Tula. That's the toe tag right there. That's me out there, Tula. Them right there, them the Quetzalcoatlus or the Atlanteans. That's what they call them. You know when they say they left a land called Atlan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this the pyramid of the sun until walking right here.
That's a big ass pyramid right there, boy.
That's man, hey man, you gonna look like an ant. Hey, you know, so live last month they just opened it back up so we can climb it. When I went there, they had closed it for that 19 since that 2020. So it's back open now. We can climb it. This Temple of the Water, Sinister, this is what we're going in July. That's Topcatz history right there. You got square columns and you have circle columns. And you can tell the difference because the Romans used circles. This me right here in Mexico City. This the Aztec in Mexico City. They put out all of the information. See right here, this nigga is back under this jaguar. He got the jaguar skin on, but it's a nigga under there. Yeah, show you the toe tech. I mean the Aztec was niggas. Yeah, hold on. Let me get down here. That's Granny right there.
Oh yeah, fire.
Man, my bad. All right, this the Plain Indians right here, y'all. Who they call Native Americans. Yeah, they didn't get that name Native American until '69 when they went to Alcatraz. If y'all remember that, the Native Americans AIM movement. Yeah, Russell Means them. And they wasn't nothing but some white boys.
He got eight. Hey, let me ask you about this. You know anything about the whole Shin come over? Because it seemed like at some point, I know about the Chinese that was on the railroads that and some of them we allowed to mix in with us. But do you know anything
about here? Watch this here. That's cold. Here they go right.
Go ahead.
You just spoke on now. Ask the question, my bad.
Yeah. I was gonna say the Chinese when they came over, Ho Shin 450, I think AD. They were dark skinned Asian looking because I found when I saw some of the old pictures of some of the ones they were saying like the Indians, right? But the ones they really don't show these people neither. They dark Asian looking, like dark. They like us, but they like they mix with us, but they dark. They still dark and they got slanted eyes. Yeah, right. Go in on it in the railroad shit in the railroad Chinese railroad.
The well the people that he's speaking about. We had civilizations over there that was great. They still hide stuff in China. Right. Big. Yeah, you can't fly over their mountains. They got one of the largest mountains in the world over there. But you were speaking about the railroad. All right, so in 1808, that's called the Trade Embargo Act. This is when they say the British stopped the slave trade, right? That's what they say. But after 1808, they started in 1810. They started bringing what you call a coolie slave. Hold on, let me go here. This is a coolie right here. So we know the Asians came with the Filipinos. Now in 1667, they when historically unprecedented way in time, Chinos in Mexico came to be threatened under law. Treated under law as Indians, becoming indigenous vassals of the crown of the Spanish crown after 1667. And so Tatiana Celas she tracks Chino's complex journey from the slave markets in Manila to the streets of Mexico City. So we know that a population came from there. Now, what the Asian come in and the Chinese come in it because the Chinese was trading inside of in the Philippines before the arrival of the Spanish. So once they mix, they have a system called mestizos. Now, this is their Chinese coolie slave label that they brought over right here. Now, it's now this coming out of the Chinese Exclusion Act in 1882. Now, they was talking about the Opium Wars in 1830, and the many as 50,000 Chinese may have been abducted from Chinese ports for several years between 1840 to the 1900s, meaning 250,000 Chinese were sold into slavery via the coolie slave trade. Shanghai and shit like this here, they bringing them over here. You know, right here, the Chinese were abducted, sold into slavery, largely ended up in South America, Caribbean islands, and Cuba. You feel me? So these are the ones who they talk about worked on the sugar plantations, and also was on the railroad tracks with us. These some pictures of them right here. Hard their work. Yeah, they had them out there with that on their label. Nah, I ain't laughing at them, but man, my bad. I was trying to get to some. I'm gonna have to go. Okay, here we go. So I was trying to get to. All right, when they was talking about that we the slaves and about these Native Americans taking African descent or believing that we ran off to Native American. Watch this here. Elder, answer me this here. Have you ever heard of a Native American tribe that ever came out and said, we are the tribe that helped y'all run away when the Spanish, when the British came? Have any Native American ever came and claimed that they were the, you know what I'm saying, the tribe that helped us? Because they always say it's a tribe that helped y'all. Now they'll say the Cherokee enslaved y'all. Cherokee, Choctaw, Foster, a lot of tribes enslaved y'all, but they'll never say who we ran to, because they say we ran off. We was Africans. Let me rewind it. We Africans. We run off to these Native Americans, and they were so nice and kind that they saved our lives and helped us, and we lived in and learned to speak the language and the culture and all this shit here. But they tell us who the slave master was, but they don't tell us who the tribe where we went for refuge at. So that never made sense. Now, right here, what I have up is slave schedules. So these slave schedules, one thing we'll notice is right here, it tells you the color of slave, it tells you the number of slaves, it tells you the age, it tells you the color, all of this. This is the slave owners list right here. So this is the slave masters. All of the slave masters have a B and an M, and the M is for mulatto. And if anything with mulatto on it, you know, that's gonna have Indian in it. That's why in 1900, the census wanted to take down mulatto, and that's the first time it was replaced with Negro. So Negro will overrule that. Same here, all B's. Now we going through Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Indian Territory, all B's. And the number of slaves, if you look, all ones on there. Ones. These records going all the way from 1810, coming all the way up into 1860, up into the 1860s.
Right for so-called emancipation.
Yeah, emancipation. So
5 years after.
So we should be able to see, but all of the, look right here, we're in Virginia. All of them say M, Indian, mulatto, Indian. So right here we have an example. We got Fred Kober, my bad. He out of Alabama. He a slave owner. He got 3 slaves. 3 slaves live in his house. A male, 30 years old. A female, 14 years old. And a male, 10 years old. This is gonna be his family. He is filing head of household. He's head of household. So right now it's tax season, and people are filing their kids using them as dependents, right? They're filing as head of household. They ask you.
Damn, that's
it's the
crazy.
same system. Yeah. So when we look into slavery and what really took place, we would see that these people, that's why they say you got the slave master last name. Yeah, you named after your father. That's why the plantation is named after y'all, because y'all were land owners. You know, so yeah,
girl, you cracking heads.
Yeah, that's I wanted to look, man. We could go out.
So it's like you a war. It's like you. So hey man, you cracking heads. I mean, I got a question, man. You cracking fucking heads. You giving me some shit now. So okay, like that, like when you file it, say like your kids is like wars. So they got a label as wars. It's an all cap, right? So by back then it was like you a debt slave. It's more like a debt slave. You know what I'm saying? Versus like an actual
certain cases. So say you took out a contract to work with somebody, or to till land, and you know you may took a loan or something like that. It was different systems like that, but at that time we were the most wealthiest people in America. This reset didn't come into the end of the 1800s, and in 1907, the richest man in America died, and he looked just like us, Colonel John McKee. So yeah, we've been super rich here, but with the slavery report, it's not even a form of. It's just the way that they structured the law back then, and they just use a different language today, but it applies to the same effect. That's why the slave owner would just today be head of household. So if you file taxes this year, they ask you, are you head of household? You feel me? Yeah, and so back then, if you was to fill in the same application as today, do your taxes today on that form, back then you would be labeled as a slave owner.
Slave master, man.
You have dependents under you.
That's right.
And that's it's just fucking crazy. That's why we don't hear no stories about, if you see somebody getting strung up on the tree or something like that, that was mostly for land. That was intentional. You know what I'm saying? And that's because we lost a lot of land here. We lost millions of acres here through Indian treaties, breaking them down through the treaties, what they call U.S. expansion. We lost a lot of land here from 1861. They write the story. Now, the Proclamation Act didn't come until 1863. So what are we doing owning millions of acres of land in 1861? If the land grab started 1861, which we can go back to the late 1800s, and they're gonna get the Carolinas and things like this here, but Georgia, they didn't get Georgia to 1907, which was one of the hardest places to get because they had a strong resistance there to Compton and what they call what Chief Pontiac started, what they in history they'll call the Pan-Indian allegiance, while these different confederations of the nations came together, chieftains came together and fought together in the South. And Georgia and Florida be their stronghold. But so what we see out of there for is the land being taken 1807, these 1817, you get Alabama, you know, they down in Mississippi. Mississippi was really one of the last strongholds. Texas is known for revolt. It's just they didn't want to come to Texas. The way that they got in Texas was through the Seminoles. When the Seminoles left Florida and they came to Oklahoma, they ended up finding a home in Nacimiento, Texas, on the border of Mexico, what they call Mexico today. And in 1870, the U.S. came to them after the Civil War and asked them to help them with the problem that they were having with the Plains Indians. And one of the things was, since we were the map makers, we were the cooks. We built the bridges. We laid the we did the hunting, we did the scouting, we did the interpreting. So we can speak all of these different indigenous languages. This is what made us so valuable. So, and we knew the land. We was from the land. They was drinking water out of cactus. It don't matter how far up the mountain you try to run, they gonna track you. Footprints. They know how long your horse been there. Just if your horse and took a shit, they know how long it been there. They going this way. And yeah, they had a reputation on getting their man. But they fought for 25 years with the people called the Plain Indians. Later, after 1924, being brought into the U.S. system, and in the 60s through a political term named today Native American, we fought with those people and put them on reservation. Every tribe, so we talk about reservations, but we don't talk about how they got there. You hear me? How did they get on a reservation? Because that ain't no ideal place. You know, they can't go out there.
The worst place in the world, damn now.
They can't even remodel their house because they don't own the property. The tribe own it. So they are basically, you know, they work around the reservation. So you getting free school, free this and that, but you still gonna have to take cheap labor and help the tribe out. If you outside of that, you fuck around and don't get your little benefits, which ain't too much to get by, because we ain't seeing them coming through shine and putting on, you know.
Yeah, they like $700 a month for some tribes. When I was on Navajo, they was getting like $700 a month. They got free labor. That ain't shit though. $700 a month.
You know, and free free dental and free school and all that. That ain't that's it, you know, and they don't really even get to see the world for what it is because of the position they was put in. But the US kicked their ass out though. When they segregation was over and they integrated, they also, you had a thing called white flight. We was going through the Great Migration, and Native Americans was getting kicked out of boarding schools. So while they was busting blacks and whites to school, they was gonna bust them Chicanos and they was gonna bust them Native Americans there. And they, nobody finna have sovereignty here no more. They realized that, so now we finna create, everybody gonna be a citizen. Everybody gonna be under the same jurisdiction, you know. And that was to hold the revolts down. And then we had philanthropy like the Ford Foundation. You had you know, they was going at it with the Soviets through communism and all these political things, which made the U.S. go get allegiance with certain African nations and start bringing them over in the 1965 Immigration Act that LBJ signed. All political, all political. But that's how the Orientals, the Asians, and the Africans started coming over, 1965, and that was just to keep them from not turning communist. Because most of, you know, their battles in Liberia, they had 1970, they did the split from Africa, 1960, my bad. The decolonization of Africa, where they supposedly gave Africa back to the people, you know. And and all it did was they found out, well, I say this here, Africa never had a white master. It had always been their own people, same with us.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was telling people, they like about the African slave narrative. I did a little study on that about the Barber Moors, man, and I'm seeing all the way up to the 1900s where the white man wasn't going. It wasn't no good idea to go to North Africa if he was a white guy. That's what they did. That's like going
slavery. Well, they was enslaved.
Yeah, they was slaving white folks. Go ahead.
You can just pull it up. Watch this here. I'm gonna do something. Hey, everybody out there, type in white slave. White slavery. This was so cold. Let me stop this over here. I just wanted to show that the Native Americans didn't enslave our people. It wasn't that's why they can't give us a tribe who helped. That's why no tribe is out here taking credit for being, So right here, we pull this up on Wikipedia. That's a white man standing there. He is the slave. White slavery refers to the enslavement of any of the world's European ethnic groups through human history. So it even talk about, so it's going in Rome and all that, but right here, the Barbery slave trade, the Ottoman slave trade, the black sea slave trade. Yeah, the Islamic nigga was putting their ass in slaves. So the YT people come here. Fort Mose down in Florida. So they teach that the first slaves here were YT people, and they were slaves to the Calusa and also the Timucuan Indians. Yeah, shipwreck victims. Hey, y'all tap that like button in the crowd. I can't see the chat, but y'all tap that like button.
What you got on the Comanche, man? They was I'm doing something. What you got on the Comanche Indians in Texas, man? They was a big ass war tribe.
Yeah, Comanches, Kickapoo. It's a few of them. You know, they had action. A lot of them, though, they was really mixed tribes. So like when you see this the wild. Let me put it in perspective. This the wild west era. Just so people we can get it in our mind. This the era where they talk about the cowboys and the Indians and the wild, the western time and all this here. So it was them. It was a lot of them. It was a lot of us in them. Let me say that. But yeah, they ran through. I don't know what you call it, Central Texas and Upper Texas. Yeah, they were fighting for. See, they were the reason why the U.S. came and made a deal with the people called Seminole Scouts. A lot of people may hear the John Horse and all of them. Yeah, they came down to Texas. And that's who that was one of the top enemies because they was defeating the enemy, defeating the US. You know, they was a hidden not get hit, you know.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, they sneak attack you, you know what I'm saying? You come through there, they got booby traps laid and everything, you know. So yeah, up in Austin, Texas, the capital. You know, they was all in that area. That was their territory up in there. It's a lot of mountains over there, and so that's what I'm saying. That was the problem with the terrain. So they had to come make a deal with us, and what they call the Seminole Scouts. And yeah, they made a deal with us, and we took care of it. Never, and they never lost a man. Let me throw that out there. The niggas who they came and got defeated 8 U.S. generals. And then when they fought in that war, they never lost a man. They had 4 to 5 soldiers nominated for the Medal of Honor. And what's so cool about it, they came back and strung up 3, I'll just say like that. Yeah.
Damn.
And, 3 of them who won Medal of Honor, the highest honor in military you can get here in the U.S. You hear me? And through that battle, through them U.S. expansion, them helping them expand to the West Coast, what's now called the West Coast. Out of Texas. Yeah, they came back and unalived them.
Yeah, the passion. And man, what you got? I used to live in Carthage, man. And that's a tight, it's a racist place. East Texas, Carthage. Jasper, man. Jasper, what you know about Jasper, man? I rode through that one time. They had a sign say nigga keep on the road. And they had a monkey on the sign. I don't know if they still got it out there in Jasper. Man, they want to build that behind. Go ahead.
Now I was saying Newton, Newton. You out there about Newton, Texas.
Yeah. Going down 59, going through a small town.
Yeah. Hey, you heard of Kirbyville?
Kirbyville. Seems like I heard of Kirbyville.
It's right there by Newton, Jasper, Kirbyville, all of them right there.
Yeah, a small town.
Yeah, my people in them. That's who we from out that way. Yeah. Yeah,
man,
that was a trade, a big trade hub right there, trade post. That was a big major trade post because Louisiana, once they got their state lines with Texas and Louisiana, because most of all them families, Southeast Texas niggas are really Louisiana niggas. In 1840 in Texas, they passed the Ashworth Act where they wanted to kick all of the niggas out. Well, all of them was located in that Southeast corridor area right there. But in 1836, during the fight, the revolutionary fight, that was the area that they needed to take closer to their area, which would be like San Jacinto, the battle of these different famous Texas battles. They took place near these areas. Well, in 1840, they wanted to kick our niggas out because they was fighting us. The term Mexican got popular in that war, and it tell you, but they call it Afro indigenous people and and then they try to say Africans, but it was us. So they tried to kick us out. So everybody on that borderline, the West Louisiana and East Texas, they wanted the same. We kept crossing back and forth over the line because it wasn't no line to us. Nah.
Man, this is my next question. I've been studying the rights of indigenous people, and I've been trying to see, okay, what are they saying that disqualifies? And I'm coming to figure out at this point, they ain't gonna never the federal jurisdiction. They ain't gonna never. They our enemy. They ain't gonna never, get down with us. But like you said, on the international level, they saying that, okay, so y'all have to be practicing y'all culture for a certain amount of years in order for Go ahead. Could you go in on that part? We gotta be. Yeah. I think we are practicing our culture, but go ahead.
Nah. You honest. See. Yeah. So, all right, check it. So, the thing is, so you saying you have to practice for 10 years. So that's their play. And most people don't push for federal recognition because it's the hardest one. It's political. That's what I'm telling people. These are politicians who put their family in there. That's why it's, when you look into the Native American governments, look into that because they have Supreme Court, courts and all of this, but everyone who running shit is white.
Right.
White folks, they might got 2 or 3 Asian or Native American looking people there, but everybody else in the picture, they white folks. So
that's damn so right.
So that's what I'm saying. They not just got in through $5. No, they own the charter that's running this tribe. No different than a mega church. You feel me? No different than operating in the private and you going under religious. You have members. That's why they get the card and carry the cards. I have
it's like a club.
There you go. It's like a club. So a fraternity, you signed up, and if you get members, and they're gonna pay you out there just like a mega church congregation. It's the same way. So that's how they operate and stay on the other side of taxes and get that that funding to keep this program going. That's why they have things like in their school, they try to teach the language. Cherokee Indians are the largest. They have the largest population, and them and around, I think it's the Navajo coming like second. So, but they only have less than 200 people. So they say they got about 250 to 500,000 people in a tribe, in a nation, but less than 200 speak the language. And they come back and say they don't know the real language they don't know the real ancient language. So this language they got is some new shit. See, it's a dude created the syllabary. They call him Sequoia. His real name is Gist, Gist. They were Ashkenazi, his family were Ashkenazi Jews who came to America. And they was niggas, and they came to America and converted over to Sephardic, Sephardian, and they came with the Moors. Yeah, I put it up for you.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and you know what's so cool about it? So George Washington was a high-ranking Mason. Well, the guy that was over him who trained him, Mordecai Gist. That's the same bloodline as the guy that's gonna run the Cherokee. That's what I was telling you earlier. The Cherokee in the United States are one and the same.
They go way back. This is
deep. It's the family ties, the bloodlines. Like even the longest reigning Cherokee principal chief was John Ross for 40 years. Well, his daddy name is Daniel Ross, who is a Scottish Irish dude who met John McDonough, married his daughter, his Cherokee daughter, so he can get him in so they can run the play. But he snaked him and went and started working with Indian agents and George Washington. So he was already coming down from Philadelphia, going down into Tennessee. So he back up there with the politicians. His code name was the White Swan. And in return, what do he get? His son becomes the principal chief of the Cherokee for 40 years. Now, one thing he did try to do was fight for the Cherokee to stay in the area of Georgia that they were in. They weren't from Georgia. They didn't came down and took these people in. So the U.S. Andrew Jackson took it from him. But he actually took them to court, Cherokee versus state of Georgia. He took them to court, won. Supreme Court overruled it, and then Andrew Jackson and win what they play anyway. Folks, Supreme Court, everybody. We're gonna bang it out. And that was the reason was in 1829 they had a gold rush in Georgia. So y'all out there type in 1829 gold rush in Georgia. Georgia was the Gold Coast. You ever heard that before, Elder?
Nah, hey man, I'm gonna write this down and do a tape on it. It's my first time hearing about it.
Yeah, man, the Golden Isles of Gaule. They try to tell us that it's Wiley or the Golden Isles of Wiley, but it's really Gullah, Gaule. So that's why they say the Geechee River is where the Geechee people come from. And you have the Gullah people who been here a chiefdom over 10,000 years, Gaule Indians. Put that in. That's Georgia. Now we got Spanish maps. The Spanish have a lot of maps in with them, with all of the villages on them as well. So yeah, damn, I forgot where I was going with it. Yeah,
by the Cherokees and how they had the bloodline.
1829, the Golden Isle. I wanted to show how this is why DeSoto chose this area to come to. He said he was going to the richest place in the world. That's what they came here to get the gold. So yeah, that was Georgia. Georgia was the Gold Coast. And that's why 1829. Hold on, let me pull it up over here.
Somebody just typed it in the chat. 1829 gold rush is called the Gully rush, gold rush. 1829 gold rush, Georgia. Man, I only heard of the 49ers gold rush. That was 1849 too. 1849 was it in California?
Yeah, I'm gonna show how it was. It's real easy. The Georgia Gold Rush in the United States. They talked about 1849. DeSoto, he came across a young native who showed the Spaniards how gold was mined, melted, and refined by his people. And they said a former Cherokee chief claimed he knew his gold in the area as early as 16th century when DeSoto passed through. So all of these people know that.
You know what? That makes sense. That makes sense with the fucking storyline that we got now, because we found out that gold for wood and all that based on the biblical story they gave. Yeah, Florida, right? And then they said the gold was good right there in that land in the beginning of the Bible. So that line right up,
most pure, watch this, Elder, the most purest gold in the world. They said that was the most purest gold in the world.
Yeah, the goodest gold. Yeah, that's right.
Georgia, purest gold in the world. So yeah, right here they had a North Carolina gold rush. That was in the 1500s.
They don't never talk about no other gold rush though, besides the California.
The 49 one. Yeah, that's what, because that was the European. That was European led. And see, when we talk about European, I want to break this down too, because you got many Europes. That's why a lot of the towns and the names here are over in Europe as well. These were colonies. This was a lot of those places are colonies to us. We developed them. No different than after 1948, after the Second World War, we developed Europe. So that's why we got to back them. We got to have their back if somebody mess with them. That's why we got to fund them. And they're not giving us any money. Well, and now, the secret coming out the bag right now. But, Yeah, all America, the U.S. are conquerors. The whole time this story, they've been saying like it's been infiltrated. We got to keep rid of conquerors. Where did the conquering come from? Well, after you would have to go into what's called Black European history, because the history they're telling us about in Europe actually took place here in America. Now, I ain't never gave this, and this is exclusive right here for young.
Yeah, drop it, man. Let me hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, drop $4, man.
Yeah, this is exclusive right here for young elder, man. So the towns that they call Europe over there, when they talking to us in history, because history changed once the borders changed. So I give an example. In New York, you have what's called the before New York, it was called New Netherlands.
Yeah.
You had a portion called Amsterdam.
That's right.
All right. So there's a famous treaty that got signed called the Treaty of Dover, Dover. That was signed by King Charles II. Now, it was signed in secrecy because they were fighting against the Protestants, and he was on the Catholic side. So, that's why they got him off the throne, but he was restored to the throne in 1664. And that's when you get New York City, because he gonna get a charter to his younger brother, John Duke of York. Every second son will get the title Duke. Yeah. So, but this what he signed the treaty. He was in Albany, New York. He was in Albany, New York. It just wasn't called Albany, New York then. That's why when his cousin come in, King George, it will tell you King George visited New York. But you have Amsterdam, you have Harlem, but you spell it with two E's. Instead of the one E in Harlem, spell it with two E's. And then you get the old world Harlem. This is what they're talking about. You have New London in Connecticut. You have Bristol. Now, the top transatlantic slave trade person on the transatlantic slave trade, they have a site called slavevoice.org. And this guy, who is the co-creator of it, me and BCU study group, we got a chance to chop it up with him. And I asked him these questions. I'm like, hey, homie, those towns over here, could they be the towns that they're really speaking about versus the ones in the 1800s? They tried to fight back, but then when I brought him proof, like, we'll take Bristol, for example, Bristol, Rhode Island. Bristol, Connecticut is where they got the lumber from to build the ships. And then he started telling, and I'm like, yeah, so in Rhode Island, we see the people leaving, but it's indigenous slave trade. It's nothing has to do with Africa, because we have the governor who comes out and says that there's only 3 to 7 cargoes came through in the last 7 years. And then they spoke about in Virginia, the people that they were dropping off: Scots, Irishmen, Englishmen, Scottishmen, and Irishmen, no Africans. So they saying it was probably 1 or 2. His name was Belknap. Y'all look him up. Governor Belknap. Governor Belknap said that they haven't had any boats come from Africa, and none carry slaves. The ones that came, maybe 2 or 3 in the last 7 years, and the ones that came were they have slaves on it. They had their own slave population. There's a domestic slave trade that went down here from the upper colonies, what they call New England today. Is the real New England. Right. This is the real Europe that they're talking about. They just changed the names. The names took on the names of the Indian tribe that was there, and then they kind of switched it around, or it was the companies. But we got to understand, that's why it's not the people that came over as indentured servants. Now, this bloodline, it's an empire. And I think a lot of people would be forgetting what an empire is. It's you're ruling multiple kingdoms. Yeah, you feel me? So you have kingdoms, and then you have empires when you bring kingdoms together. And so they have kingdoms over in Europe. You had the UK. The UK is Texas. The size of Texas is larger than the UK, the United Kingdom. So these places are very small, and Europe is basically about 30 some little islands put together, and then they just call it a landmass, but they're not even connected because you have bodies of water that flows through them. But when King Charles II, the Black Boy King, when he ran away, William of Orange, his cousin, came down, to take over. They take him off the throne. He ran to France, but he rode a horse. He went by horseback. He didn't ride a boat. So the France that we talk about is in Canada.
This makes sense.
This is where everything is gonna kick off from in Canada. So you have a tribe that called the Mi'kmaq.
Damn, boy, you cracking my fucking head. Because Napoleon, they got some shit about Napoleon being in Canada, man. I heard some shit. Go ahead. Damn.
Watch this here. Napoleon, his brother Joseph Bonaparte, that in South Philadelphia is a historical mile marker of Joseph Bonaparte. Why is a historical marker of a guy that's supposed to be in Europe, in France, over the water, in South Philadelphia? Because he was very influential there, in Delaware. Today, they still have his house there, and you can tour it for like a historical tour. And it's Joseph Bonaparte, Napoleon Bonaparte, older big brother. So yes, they was moving and shaking up there, Philadelphia, Delaware, Boston, and Canada. Yeah, they running the routes. Yeah. All the way down here because he was connected. Napoleon was connected, and Galveston. Remember, he the one overthrew in 1808 the Spanish. He took Charles off the throne and put his older brother Joseph on the throne. That split him and started the revolution all the way up to 21. Yeah, 1921. All the way up into 1821. 24. I'm sorry, and that's when they won they freedom. Yeah. But Napoleon them right in the mix, and so you had a nigga down here named Jean Lafitte. He was a Frenchman. The Barretarians is all Indian. He from a place down there, Barretarian, all Indian neighborhood, and the Indians were enslaved on their land right there. But they knew the bayous and they knew the back routes. They had a trade called the Manila Galleon, which was an international trade that lead from here to the Yucatan, the Acapulco, to California, and move out through the Pacific, all the way to Asia. But they was dropping out Philippines there. So he would take them and put them in his army. So he teamed up in the Battle of New Orleans in 1812 with the United States. First, he went against them. We were finna demolish him, and then they made him a deal. He went undercover, faked his death in Galveston, Texas. They got a monument of him. I recorded that. I got that up. And then he got a blacksmith shop downtown in the French quarters in New Orleans. But he faked his death, and he is the nigga that went and got Napoleon. So Napoleon didn't die then. Napoleon faked his death. Jean Lafitte brought him back through safe refuge. So they find him the names that they going under in Mississippi, South Carolina, Florida, Mississippi, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Philadelphia, like we just spoke of, and all the way up into Canada. So they faked they death and was still bouncing around. So Jean Lafitte and Napoleon, two heavy hitters. He was the king of the seas from the triangle, from the Yucatan, the Galveston, the New Orleans, Mobile to Cuba. That was all his area. And that's how he got Napoleon out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, so they said that like the practice of the culture, but then they also said that we have to, it's like this, like everybody don't want to agree with us, man. I think that's the problem we have. Like, it's a lot of people that's Indians, they don't even want to agree with it. Like they they don't even care. They want to go with the African narrative, or they just want to be Christians. Be by colonized. We got colonized by Christianity. They came talking about they rather have Jesus than silver and gold while they load up our gold. Yeah. Now, man, you gave me a lot of shit. You don't know, man. I want to thank you, man. You gave me a lot of shit, like a lot of shit that I knew, but you made it sound more clear, especially on the franchise tribes. How the tribes are really franchised or corporations through the federal jurisdiction. Man, that's a whole. But that's a fucking
either. They don't even hide it.
That's a heavy piece. Shit, man. Man, what's your take on us? Because we gotta have a tribal government, and like I don't really see no tribal government as far as monks. Like there might be some shit going on in the background because I ain't looking too hard.
Nah, ain't nothing going on. I'm telling you.
The Siberians got all their shit right. We gotta have a tribal government.
Look, the Siberians don't even have it right. That's why I said it's the white folks tribe. The Siberians are the buffer. And then take it even further. Watch this here. So you watch Godfather before the movie Godfather?
Yeah, 100 times. Shit.
All right, now part 2, my favorite one.
Yeah.
Part 2, they on part 2, they were in Cuba. And remember, after the revolution, they got kicked out. What they took away from them?
You talking about Michael?
Yeah, why the mafia like the Cuba?
Because of their casinos and shit, and they could get it was something about the casinos.
And they was outside the US jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they come back, they need to play. Now, who get fat and move to Miami when they get old?
Who get fat and move to Miami when they get old? It wasn't Michael. It was
the dude that tried to kill him. I'm saying it's a famous. Now watch this here. I'm saying it's a famous line. Now, even that guy right there, Hyman Roth. Hyman Roth was a what? But he was one of them people that Lil Wayne got a song. He say, such and such fly, get fat and move to Miami. I'm gonna give it up. The smile hat, Jews.
Yeah, right?
Okay. Yeah. So this they play. They need a way to bring the casinos to the US in hot spots and operate outside the jurisdiction of the government.
And
so they're gonna need political power to do it. And they're gonna need a buffer zone because they can't use their face because them niggas just got here in 1921. 1913, 1914. They don't speak no English, no nothing, orphan child, all this shit here. But who ran the mafia? Lucky was cold, but
Lucky Luciano.
Who outlasted all of them? He was a Jew. The one that outlasted all of them, the boss of all bosses. He got the nigga who built Vegas hit.
You talking about Siegel, Benny Siegel?
He got Benny Siegel hit now. Who was Benny Siegel right hand man?
Man, I know it's not Paul. What's that dude's name? Fuck, I know his name.
He outlived all of them. Except he outlived all of them.
Gavici? What his name is?
Him. What's that? Gonna come to me, man. I got it on my, and I know Lucky, Benny. I know the chat will probably drop it down there, man.
The real Godfather. His name was
He was a small hat. He hung with Lucky. He started the commission with Lucky Luciano, Benny Siegel. And I said Benny Siegel, yeah. And what was the other one name, man? The white boy,
Joey Bananos. Yeah, Joey Bananos.
Now before Banano them, that's a different area. That's after the Gambinos and all of that. Yeah. Before them. Matter of fact, they took over after Maya Lansky. Turn up.
Yeah.
There we go.
Dropped
Maya Lansky. Maya Lansky was a what? A small hat, right?
Yeah.
So take it. That's how they use the Native Americans as a buffer, so they can have these what they ran: tobacco, lottery tickets, and casinos.
Yeah.
And that's who own those charters to those tribes. That's why the Native Americans are poor on there. The only ones we see in the mix are the Seminole, and that's off the Hard Rock hotels.
Yeah.
But the Hard Rock Hotel is a franchise. It's in Mexico. It's in other places that you go outside of America. So they get paid off of it, but they're just the buffer, the front man. Because if we
that's why
ever
Trump
come
was
back,
after the motherfucking mafia.
Come on, man, the mafia. Where they was at up there on what was it, Coney Island or something like that?
Trying to make shit.
With
You
the
making
casinos.
shit,
Come on,
you
man.
making fucking shit. That's why he said they don't look like Indians to me. He was in there arguing about the.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And Michael Francini came out and he spoke about that because Trump and his daddy and them, they were in the building business in real estate. Yeah, and so you know, getting your concrete or anything, you gotta go through who? In New York. Yeah. You hear me? Yeah. So Michael Francini, he said, hey, look, I ain't gonna incriminate him and say this and that, but I'll say this. He was in the business that was controlled by the mob, and you could not get any work done without having any dealings. Okay. Yeah. So Trump wanted to move him out of the way.
Yeah. Makes sense now. You making a lot. Hey, you making too much.
Man, the small heads on those tribes. Period.
Damn. And then so that would explain they couldn't put us in there and franchise us. Well, okay, now take that back. So now I'm understanding what the hell Noble Jew Lee did when he franchised and incorporated the Moral Science Temple, just like them tribes.
Yeah, you know, I ain't gonna lie, that was
the Canaanite Temple. He incorporated. It might not have been Noble Jew Ali. It might have been somebody else after him, but I know they tried to do that with the temple.
It was still through the same brotherhood. I just say brotherhood. Brotherhood. Yeah. I just say that.
That shit crazy, man. Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. We got about 15, 20 minutes, man. We'll take some people from the crowd, take some questions from the crowd. Hey, y'all, if y'all want to show brother Topcatz some love on the Cash App, we just dropped both of them in the links. Hey, if you try the first one, BigChiefBCU, and it say just do send anyway, because it's doing something with the Cash App. Just do send anyway. Right?
It should be good now. But I say it should be good now, but it probably do trip.
Yeah, if it do just do send anyway, or if it won't let you send it to the second Cash App I post, the end
it's BCUBCU. BCU $BCUBCU.
All right, let me take that one in. $BCUBCU. Yeah. If you want to show Big Chief some love, his birthday was yesterday, right? If you want to send us some love for the birthday shout outs, you can go ahead and do that too. He was out kicking it yesterday in Houston, going around town at the event, having a good time yesterday. So if you want to show up some love on the birthday gifts from yesterday, go ahead and show up some love on that, man. Send them $10, $15, $20, whatever you got. All right, we take it, whatever. Hey, y'all, drop some of them questions in the chat.
Yeah. Hey, chat. My favorite part of the day is Q&A. I ain't like a lot of niggas. They get to running from them questions and you can ask me anything about this Indian game, and I'm on point. Yeah, man. Feel free, and however, any type of question, man. My favorite part of the day is Q&A. Turn up.
Man, I got a question for you, man. Do you think that I already think that we got the land because based on those tribes being corporations and that they said as trustees, And that's why they got to go and get oil from other places, because and all of these different stuff, these minerals from other places, because they can't sell ours. They only got the humans for human collateral. That's why they running the Social Security and birth certificate game. So to me, it look like they can't sell our mineral rights. That's why they got to get oil from other places. All this oil reserve we got. Oklahoma, the oil capital of the world.
And been the oil capital of the world. And
go ahead.
We just had the last survivors of the Tulsa, Oklahoma league. Matter of fact, after it was over with, you know, one of my family members went back and helped the people get get Black Wall Street back rebuilt. So yeah, he was an attorney. So with that situation, like you said, Oklahoma was the oil capital. You know, you had Bowley, you had all these different towns, Okmulgee, Muskogee, you know, Greenville. We know Greenville was Greenwood was live, Tulsa, but you know, you had way others more, you know, and we had a place called Bowley that was even richer than that. But yeah, we owned the land, and we owned the oil under our land, even here in Texas. We had more. A lot of these places down here, they got like Sugar Land, and you was down in Houston. You probably heard of Sugar Land, and all of that, Fort Bend, and these is where all of that, those areas back there was where those big plantations were, and they was ran by us. The richest woman in Texas at one time, she ended up, her dad was married to an Indian. The state of Texas came to her house. Her name is Emma. Man, what was her name? Emma something. Richest lady in Texas, YT lady. But they ended up taking it. They found the deed inside the Bible, and they took it and gave it to her. Now, what they wanted, not necessarily the property. The property was high value too, but it came from the Indian girl family. And once they got that land, they got the minerals that was in it. And in Texas history as the richest lady in Texas. Let me see if I can find her name. I think it was Emma or something.
Somebody said, Chief, how do we return to Indian status in the eyes and Chief's eyes, in your eyes, I guess they saying.
Shit, we already, man, you born in it, not sworn in it. Yeah, man, you ain't have to go to boarding school. Nah, man, you ain't have to go to boarding school, man. You were born in it. That's why we didn't get it from outside. We got it from in the house. So, nah, man, nobody can validate you on who you are. You know what I'm saying? You. And nah, man, we don't need. So that's what I'm saying. Like the with the Indian recognition, you recognized by the state. Man, we can do for self everything. When I came in the game, my first thing, what I guess resonated with people when I said country culture is indigenous culture. Niggas used to laugh at me about being a country nigga, but one thing I knew was how we lived off the land, how my family and them felt about the land, like the land in our family is still there. So I'm grateful on that. You know, my people and them understanding how hard it was to keep that land. We got 3 historical markers in Texas from 3 plantations, 3 cemeteries from 1837. So, and Texas came into existence in 1836. So I'm saying it to say, like, we don't need nobody to validate us, homie, to growing up in the summer eating watermelon on the porch on the newspaper, my nigga. That's our culture. You feel me? When you wake up in the morning, everybody over there and like all the kids spend the night at granny house or auntie house. These if your parents not married, you're gonna take your mama last name because we're in a matrilineal society, bro. It's the same way the Indians did it. Deep freezers and shit like that. You know, in East Texas, we smoke meat under the ground, you know, things of this nature, like our healing process. And we was going up. One thing about it, nobody like to go to the doctor, you know what I'm saying? And plus they gonna hear you then. You know, you tell your parents them something wrong, they tell you to lay your head down, drink some water and lay down. That was the answer to everything. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Yeah, go drink some water later. But like we grew up in Indian culture, the way we bury our people, the way we create our let's say someone passed. Anybody got a grandma out there she go to everybody's funeral and they collect them obituaries. And that's why I be so hard and pushing my line so hard on the genealogy and knowing our story, because that's our spiritual system. Okay, it was the Christianity and all of that. But when we was going to church, all the people that was at church, we knew them. You know what I'm saying? So damn, how wrong are we really if everybody in here is family? Because if one of us not here tomorrow, they're gonna be here to come help console the family. And you feel me, help us get through it. So it was more about networking, community building, family building, and that's the saying, it take a village to raise a kid. We grew up in different times, man. Manners, you know what I'm saying? Cleanliness, you know what I mean? Hard work. You gotta get up on the weekends and go cut yard and all this type of shit here, rake and like these were big things in our family and our culture. But back to working the land, tilling the land and shit. That's why we were the sharecroppers, and that's why we were the farmers and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Before the GMO or anything. That, like the food culture. For our clothes out, the food culture is the largest indicator when you're speaking about culture. One of the number one things that are just universal culturally, people identify food cultures. Well, I always use this analogy. Elder, when last time you passed by a Native American fast food restaurant?
I ain't never seen that, man. Not that.
What about a 5-star restaurant, Native American?
I ain't never seen. I ain't never seen that. I seen Indian with cuisine, but that's no Hindu shit. That Hindu shit.
Okay.
That's fucking crazy though, because all really like. You know what I'm saying? We ate a lot of flatbread. My grandma said we ate a lot of flatbread.
But flatbread is funnel cake. I wish I was on my other thing.
Yeah, funnel cake. Go ahead.
And I bought the bread just so I can show people, man, it's a funnel cake.
Yeah, that's what we
said. I'm like, man, my grandma funnel cake recipe, man. That's a funnel cake.
Yeah.
So when you look into their kitchen, they have no food culture. You can't be indigenous to this land if we grow peas. If we can grow, we ate beans in the country 5 times a day, especially when you got big families. You eat rice and beans and everything. I'm sorry. And a piece of bread. You feel me? Yeah, everything. Everything come with a slice of bread or some cornbread. They trying to make it stick. That's why nigga eating grits in the morning. Not because they good. We need something that's gonna make it stick. So man. So like our culture, and then when you look into it, grits and all of this here is American Indian culture, the cornmeal. Soul food is. And you can pull it up on Wikipedia. It's called Native American cuisine. That's the hijack, the new version. But if we go into a book called Southeastern Indians, in the book Southeastern Indians, it tells that most of the food culture still eaten here by people in the southern region were eaten by the Southeastern Indians. And they spoke about boudin. Yeah, barbecue. Yeah, he said boudin. Turn it up. They don't know.
Boudin. Hey, nigga, down in BR, nigga, they got the best boudins in BR.
Man, I love boudin, man. Turn up one time. But a lot of people they never heard of etouffee or boudin.
Yeah. Etouffee.
You get them on that.
Yeah, I can cook all that shit. I can cook all of it.
Yeah,
I'm Louisiana nigga. I can cook all that shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I got. Matter of fact,
dirty rice.
It ain't cold enough now. Don't cook no gumbo.
Yeah, gumbo.
Hey man, you gotta be balling out of control to cook some motherfucking gumbo, man. It cost about
man. You talking back in the game? Oh
yeah,
yeah.
man.
That was seasonal. Yeah, that's why it had to be seasonal. We can't eat.
Yeah.
You wait. That's a special day. That's a
You
holiday
need
right
crab,
there.
shrimp, nigga,
Oh,
chickens,
that's too much.
sausage,
Yeah.
all
See?
it up in that bit.
Yeah, and
Yeah, then
everybody
with that
coming
rice
over
and
there, you gonna eat out there for days.
man, I'm
This bitch
telling you,
gonna
I'm gonna
last for
freeze the
2
rest of
weeks.
that bit. I'm gonna freeze that bit.
Yeah, it's better when man nigga freeze it. Hold on, Elder. Tell them how long they freeze it. Tell man, I ain't no telling how long they come over. They come over there.
Nigga,
They been
month,
there about
nigga,
6
month.
months. You feel
Yeah,
me?
nigga, month. Nigga, saw that shit out.
Man,
Be
shit
fine
been there
like a
about
motherfucker.
6 months, and
Hell
they
yeah,
finna
the
warm that
deep
bitch up, nigga. We finna eat.
Hell
Damn,
yeah,
take
nigga,
it
with the
better
rice.
than it tasted when nigga
Man,
first
hey,
cooked it.
all you gotta do is make a fresh batch of rice, nigga.
I'm
Shit.
trying to tell
You in
you.
the gang, nigga, with some cornbread or some crackers.
Oh,
Nigga,
some
it's a wrap.
crackers. I'm telling you, them
Hell
crackers
yeah.
go hit the spot.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. That bitch. I'm telling
But
that
see,
shit, that
that
motherfucker
Indians,
gumbo over here.
that's the Indian way, man. Smoking
Yeah,
your meat with wood, hickory chip
yeah,
wood.
yeah,
Hernandez Soto, he bumped into the court side of Indian. They was feeding
yeah,
him grits. He saw
yeah,
them barbecuing on an open fire, like basically grilling
yeah, yeah,
fish and hog on the open
yeah,
fire. So he talked about their cooking methods in the ground. They cooked underground. Still today in East Texas,
yeah.
they cooked
Wild hog.
underground. Yes, but
Wild hog.
videos on
Yeah.
YouTube and shit. Them niggas show you they cooking underground.
Yeah.
Every time like 4 days, I always just
Yeah.
see it coming out smoking. Them
Yeah.
go and take their check on it, and then trying
Yeah.
to bring it out, and we finna eat good. That mean we going to the country. That's what we call it. Y'all might say we country niggas, but we finna go to the country. You know, that's where the family really from. That's where the family cemetery is, and you know, that type
I
of
love
shit.
the country. I love the country,
man.
I used to catch turtles. Nigga, I used to catch these big ass
I grew
tortoises.
up
Walk beside the Red River. Beside the Red River, used to be these big ass tortoises. We used to catch them. Them snapper turtles, though, you better be careful with them goddamn snapper turtles. That motherfucker will lock on your ass for 2,000 years. That turtle, you had to chop his head off to get him off you.
Yeah, I like them soft shell turtles when they were little. When they smile.
The soft shell turtles.
All of them. Yeah, I used to catch turtles.
We used to go crawfishing.
We were
crawfishing with a shoestring and some bologna.
Some salami on them. That's how the kids. That's how they get the kids. We gotta go out there. We got a little dinner floss or something, little string. We can throw it in there. We got the little slimy. We might get us a little something. You know what I'm saying? But stick the net in there and work. Yeah, man. Like we raised. That's everyday real life for us. A regular day. And we just got so far away from the culture to people start claiming it. We going by, like you brought up earlier, Black Power left us powerless. It disattached us from our roots, and we bought into a system that didn't have our best interest, meaning for all of the things that we did, we get no credit for it. You know what I'm saying? Under that title, which was politically to keep us all together, because it's easy to control the niggas they together and unison. So, people out here worried about somebody being the leader or something, they taking it off. Homie, if you all together in one spot, all you gotta do is pop you. Somebody's gonna be more influential than the other. That's why it's important for everybody to be, solid if you're gonna be on the front line. Everybody gonna be equipped to have to know their story, what happened to them. That's the only way you're gonna be able to be repatriated, homie. That's how you have to first know what's owed to you. Have to first know who you are. And so by them associating our culture with different terms and with slavery, soul food, they said it's slave food after the master done eating, he give you how, and we turn it to a delicacy. Bro, you know how long that shit take to cook?
Right.
The real green the slave master gave me this. I ought to be hungry. You say he don't feed me, and he ate and he threw me the what he ain't want, and then it took me 36 hours to cook it. We prep. Holidays. Big mama and them, they get up early, like 3, 4 in the morning. Well, really, they start. Let's say Christmas. They gonna start on Christmas Eve cooking at night. All the girls come over there, the cousins, your auntie them.
Yeah, that's facts.
When Papa finna when we barbecuing this more, Papa up 4:30 in the coffee, bitch making coffee, nigga already prepping. This shit take time, so how can we get some slops from a nigga second hand, and then it take us another 24 hours to eat?
Yeah.
Nah, man, hell nah. And the meat tender and everything how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so that's why I told people, man, we living in our culture. At the age of understanding, if your family told you or you heard of anyone in your family having Indian heritage, then it never left you. You wouldn't be here without them. So if they have Indian heritage, you have Indian heritage. You feel me? And so I think that's the number one thing I want to point out. I see the sister say, can you talk about the Natchez Indians, known as the Choctaw, the ones that was hard to defeat? Well, the Natchez actually wasn't with the Choctaw, the Natchez with the Chickasaw. The Natchez actually the enemy to the Choctaw. The Choctaw was the largest group. And right there, they control more territories on the Mississippi. Now, the French came down from Canada down into Alabama, into Mobile. You had a guy named John Law there gonna create what's called the Mississippi Company. We'll get to him later. After the hurricane came and they moved over to New Orleans. And that became the base for them. But the Choctaw allied themselves with the French. The Chickasaw approached the French to do business on the Mississippi, and the Chickasaw had a high they was filled, I say that. But the French came and tried to remove the Natchez off their land. And a lot of people say the most let's say, I'm trying to figure out a way to say it. The most the worst war in American history was the Yamasee War. That's not true. It was the Natchez versus the French. Y'all look it up. Bloodiest war in history is the Natchez versus the French. Now the French is a major power because they are an empire and they stretch over waters, over different water systems. They have territories in different water systems. As we'll see them in Canada, we'll see them in Mississippi, all port cities, you're going to have a presence of Frenchtown, South Carolina, things of this nature. They're going to be in Haiti. We're going to see them in Africa and Congo and other different parts that speak the French language. Now, they just lost to the Natchez Indians. This was world news. And they vowed, they tried to extinct the Natchez Indians. So my family from Natchez, Mississippi, and also right outside of it, Roxy, Mississippi, right outside of Natchez. I mean, right outside of Natchez. So, little town, probably like 200 population. But yeah, the Chickasaw brought the Natchez in, and they kind of absorbed in together. So that Chickasaw and Natchez history is real close. But the Chickasaw was arch rivals with the Choctaw, and if they wouldn't have stepped in for the Natchez, they would have took them all the way out. But in the 1860s, during the Civil War time, what they call the antebellum period, Natchez was one of the top 5 richest places in what is today called North America. Natchez was one of the top 5 richest places down there in the antebellum period. They had this style of architecture that a lot of people didn't have. They were real big on the pillars and shit like that, like in Greece and all of that. The land, they was on fertile ground. This land produced the best resources. This is the best soil on the planet Earth. Best soil on the planet Earth. So it was prime real estate. And you had something called the Devil's Punch Bowl after the Union Army brought what they call contraband before. Then they started becoming USCT, United States Colored Troops, and they ended up massacring the Natchez people in that area and took their land. So today it's called the Devil's Punch Bowl. Yeah, that was right after the Civil War. And it was some people who wanted to go do something about that. So don't think it just went unnoticed. You know, that's another thing they don't talk about in history, but it was actually some get back for that. Because some people got away. You're on mute.
Hey, I noticed when all these colonizers, I got a question for you. When all these colonizers came over, I noticed they started turning our tribes against each other. Like they'll find say if we already had a beef, like the Comanche and the Natch. They'll say, okay, let me go to the Natch and then be their buddies to help them fight against these other buddies. And then when they exterminate the other buddies, they exterminate them. It's like they was using us to exterminate us. What's your take on that, man?
Now, I mean, it's the same shit now. You know, that shit like Crips and Blood, GD, BD, Vice Lord.
Yeah.
And it's us.
It's who we
are, you know what I'm saying? It's tribal shit, man. We just, man, we be on some gang banging shit. And then, like 80s, the drug game gave niggas, it funded them. So now they got artillery, nigga got Uzi, mags, and shit like that. AK now, you feel me? And now I got the money, got the power. You want turf now? So I'm finna move in on these nigga turf, and so that's just us culturally, naturally as people. Man, back then it's the same mindset that these Indian chiefs they was pushing their line. I need that territory. Beaver wars. They needed beaver pips because they was making so much money off of that. And instead of me just watching him over there, they banged it out. We gonna bang it out. So they moved on everybody. They moved on the people in the Great Lakes. The Erie fought them for 2 years because they was a strong people. A lot of French allegiance, the Great Lakes and Canada. So they had a good reputation with France. So the French was powerful, and then until they lost in 1763 to the British, and the British occupied all their area like Nova Scotia, which before then that was France. That was South France, Southern France. So then it became British Quebec after that. But and see, a lot of history changed once the borders and once the names changed. When we looking at the map, automatically we programmed to read it. Once we read it, since we took geography in school, that takes us to our learning. You know what I'm saying? Instead of understanding what was really in front of us, you not even knowing that this is France that they talking about. And the France that I went over there in Europe, I've been there. That's not the France they talking about. You know what I mean? Not at all. You know what I'm saying? So I did a whole thing called a 13 colony tour. I wanted to go through, and that was from Maryland, DC, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island. I went over to the UK. This was last year. See, this was late last year. Yeah. Then South Carolina, Charleston, went to the Sea Islands, Boston, Rhode Island, went to the Lloyd's Maritime ship because people always say, what are slave ships and what are old ships? So I found the oldest and the largest, and I went to it. It was in Mystic, Connecticut. I'm driving. I'm on the road 6-7 hours, to get there. But I'm gonna go get that work because I can't be wrong when I go bring it to the people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Between us, man, that was 60,000 in a year from the end of 2020. From 2024 to 2025, that was 60,000, and that was out of my money, just out for something that I wanted to do.
Yeah, just going around doing no research.
Yeah, off that research, because like me going to Europe and all of that, that was expensive. But what I got out of it, like I needed to know, like, if you look up the word Knickerbocker, you know, the New York Knicks, they call it the Knickerbockers. If the word Knickerbocker means person of Dutch lineage. Person of Dutch lineage. Now, you ever heard of the Black Dutch?
Hell yeah, they the ones that did the South African apartheid thing. I ain't got no solid. I'm on research on that right now. I'm trying to find out about the South African apartheid, but that's another thing. Yeah, the Black Dutch masters.
Yeah, well,
the
you
Dutch
talking
masters.
South America, so the Huguenots went there first. So that's the one that's doing the explosion of the Huguenot. Yeah, that they went to in the 1700s. They went to South Africa. Later, they became known as the Boers. They fought in the war of 1898 in South Africa, right there. What's that? Pretoria, South Africa. And they also fought for Hitler, and they were part of a lot of the SS went there. And so yeah, but this is when they're melanated, because this is when they're wild tea people. Because when they went there first, the explosion of the Huguenots, they went in, then they became the Afrikaners with a K. They the real Afrikaners. So you look them up, yeah, they the Afrikaners. That's the language that they speak, but it's Dutch. It's Dutch too. So yeah, so they New York. You talking about some New York shit. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That Black Dutch, even in the South, a lot of people passed in Alabama, they passed as Black Dutch to hide their Cherokee roots. Yeah, the ones that lived in the mountains in Alabama. Yeah, that went all the way up into the 1920s. So even if y'all out there, if y'all just put it down, in y'all joint, look up Black Dutch. You know what's crazy? It's a Dutch is a term, several different meanings in the United States. It refers to racial, ethnic, cultural roots. Its meaning varies, such as different contingents upon the place. So it speak about sometimes being referred. It said that it's Black Dutch most often as reference to its ancestor. The Dictionary of American Regional English defined Black Dutch as a dark complexion people of uncertain origin. Now, what's so cool about it, it's going to go through some other people, but it's speaking about the Native American mixed ancestry and all of this here. But I have the first one. So they updated this source, but I have it from 5 years ago, where it say most African Americans that live in the city of New York have Black Dutch lineage. And I got the old source before they updated it.
I can see that.
Yeah. And that's why they called the Knickerbockers, because they're of Dutch origin. That was a Dutch New Netherlands. And I've been there too. Yeah, I got this stamped on my passport too. So them niggas can't miss me. And like the Bristol and Rhode Island, they ship harbors. They were the ones that was enslaving the people down in Barbados and those islands for the British. This is what they're occupying out of. Not Europe over the water. They occupying up in New England, Boston, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Long Island. That's where these niggas are coming from. That's why the Pequot Indians and all of them are being pushed out. That's why Queen Elizabeth and them kept trying to get a hold of Charleston, South Carolina in the 1500s. They was trying to get a hold of North Carolina with Sir Walter Raleigh and them, which Raleigh, North Carolina is named after. And they finally got down there after, May 14, 1607, 1619, you got the Virginia Company, you got the Massachusetts. But they're coming out of Massachusetts. Remember I told you earlier under the Treaty of Dover, King Charles' grandson, King James' grandson, King Charles II, the Black Boy King, he signed a secret. Yeah, he signed a secret treaty in Albany, New York, and he went Catholic. His mom name is Henrietta Maria. She's a Protestant. She's from the Medici family. They owned the Medici Bank, who set up the Bank of North America with the Rothschilds. And yeah, under George Washington, he gave him the pass. Andrew Jackson didn't want to renew it. He paid the debt off. So it was March 11. It expired. Their contract expired that George Washington gave him March 1811. So they went to war 1812. It went up.
Yeah. Put them back in the play. Yep.
They ain't had no problem out of that no more. Yeah, they didn't have that problem no more about a nigga playing with the bank. But Jackson game was he was mad that they wanted to focus on the industrial system in the Northwest, the trains and they had a different system than the boys down south. And they were saying, man, the richest place in the world was in the Southeast, was down south. And that was because shit grow plentiful down here. I was going good to us. You get me? Man, I was going real good. So Jackson, when they didn't come in, that's why the Masons put their money together and they didn't worry about the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds didn't want to back what they end up coming take over the South. So still to this day, that's a attack on a different country because we look at state lines today, but back then it was different countries. So when he attacked Jacksonville, that was a different country. When he attacked Georgia, that was a different country. Yeah, so he really can. That's war crimes, in the land that was seated in that. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit that's supposed to be, brought back. So I think that's why genealogy is very important because a lot of us don't understand the power that we do have. Shout out to everybody that came, but man, they gave us a lot of wrong game. They gave us a lot of game that really didn't help us, because we still asking the same question: who are we? You can't empower no nigga that don't know who he is. He don't know his purpose. If he don't know where he come from, he don't know where he going. You hear me, Elder? We ain't gonna put no nigga in position and send him out there on the front line and him. Man, that's blood on our hands. You feel me? We got him in the game. Hey, go take this pack up the road and bam, he get popped. No, he gonna tell everybody he ain't bad. You feel me? So it's like the things that they brought is cool. Religion. Even the laws. The laws are not applying to what's taking place today. You niggas got us stuck in the 1700s, 16 colonial times and shit. Nigga, when the land and shit was coming up missing, that's not why it came up missing. And it's, even the reparation thing, black farmers in the 80s came out and was speaking about the land that the United States government and the USDA took from underneath their feet from 1861 all the way up into 1960. So they counted it in 1989 with HR 40 and said, okay, we're gonna get our reparation from niggas coming off a boat. And that's what hushed niggas up because they had them black talking heads and politicians out there in the way. And I'm saying these other niggas didn't do no better because in 91, the Moors started teaching us about sovereign citizen. You also had Dr. Ben them pushing Kemet and all of this shit here hard on us, and then the rise of black power was still in the air, you feel me? So, and then we had the drugs, mixed that along with the drugs, the broken homes, and then 3 years later in 94 with the crime bill. So all the way to the private prison. So it's like the game that they gave us was some shit like to put a band-aid on it and it took us from our roots. Really, just to be honest with you, it took us from our roots because, man, a tree with no roots bear no fruit, and that's the problem. That's why we're still coming through cycles, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and all that. If y'all fought and protested and all of that in the 60s, then in the 70s, we should have saw some results. And if we didn't see no results, then maybe we should have switched it up in the 80s. But instead, you niggas didn't win 40, 50 years with the same play and still no switch up. You feel me? And then and they say, damn, well, these niggas' hands must be tired. These niggas must be compromised. And the whole time they're steady trying to get us to buy in. Like right now, we got the immigrant problem. before the immigrant problem, we had niggas telling us to go buy land and invest in Africa and shit like this here. So it's constantly, it's been a constant thing to keep our mind off the land somewhere else, and us dumbed down, and us being taught to who to listen to. You feel me? Instead of us already like, nigga, I have a story. That's why I'm born. You feel me? Like, I have a story. I have a family. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of this here was geared towards. So, I mean, I don't knock no niggas for their teaching, nobody that came before us, or even people who here now. But I'll say this here: if you not tying people back to their roots and you got them looking for help outside of themselves, then he's a lost cause. You feel me? He gonna break. You feel? Yeah, he gonna break. We can't use him. You feel me? So we got to get serious, and we got to know who we are in our story, what we are in the story. That way we can know what we owe, what we owed, and that way we'll know what the fuck we fighting for. A nigga gonna fight harder when he know what belongs to him. If I get up, if I get up and walk out of here with your shit now, and you know I had X amount of money sitting right here, and now it's gone. Yeah, I'm finna go all out now. Yeah, so it's a situation of you've been taught out, and man, they funded this Special Defense Act 1958. They gave school was free. They taught you Swahili and Yoruba languages and all this shit in college for free. Like giving away this education and overpaying people to study in these areas because they had less than a dozen people studying Africa in 1958 in the United States. What is niggas gonna say when I go pull out the government records? They can't say nothing because all the OGs that I asked about it, they was honest about it. So my thing is this: if y'all knew then, why didn't y'all stop it? Why didn't y'all get in the way? Or how do you teach for 50 years and don't see things that a motherfucker see, and he only here for 1 year? You feel me? I have to goddamn streets, and I'm looking at the game like, hold on, this don't go together.
Two a.m.
You feel me? You made that move on the chessboard. Fam, we gonna lose. We can't. So looking at it, man, the only way out is to know who you are, where you are, and that's where your power is. It's your birthright. And it's a shame that we'll come here and actually experience this life without knowing who we are, without tying ourselves back to the ancestors. Because that's where I strengthen our power with. If there is a God or a guardian angels or people who come here with you on your journey here, if you do have those people, they would be from your direct lineage. Why? Because don't nobody give a damn about you like family. So why wouldn't it be somebody from your family tree? Right here, this photo. That's my second great grandma on there.
Right.
You feel me? And so yeah, we walk with the ancestors and we keep in tune. And that's where you get your spiritual guidance. That's where you get your spiritual protection. You feel me? That's where you get your spiritual downloads. When they say, hey, that person don't mean you no good. You feel me? That's where you pick up that energy. You feel me? And so, that's where you find your peace and prosperity, man. So, yeah, I just say stay positive, homie. Stay in your genealogy. The world history is cool, but the greatest book ever wrote is called The Book of You. You feel me? So once you unlock the mysteries on who you are, start going back and find out who you are, man, and start attaching yourself to the roots. Think about it. Once you start bearing fruit, because like right now they only making male trees. So when we grew up, we got berries on the tree, we got plums, we got fruit, pecans and shit in the yard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, grapes. Nigga ate good like back then, but now we walk through. You don't see that. You got these new neighborhoods and these trees. Ain't nothing coming out these trees but leaves. So that has become us. That has become us, and that's like autumn when the leaves fall, but spring here, then now that's supposed to be April showers bring May flowers. We supposed to be being productive, being fruitful and multiplying like the Bible tells us in Genesis 1:29. So Genesis 1:28. So when we look at the game, we have not been fruitful. We have not produced any results. So anything that we tried, everything, I don't care how smart niggas has been, it has not worked. And the number one thing is because we're sending people out here, or we following people, or we listen to people with messages. We listen to information. Fuck the information, nigga. We need a message that can unify the people, that can be universally used, homie. Not no biases, not I have to be in your religion, not I have to read your book, not I have to pray to your God, but something that was already inside of me before I got here. And that's something we all have, and that's that birthright, homie. And it's tied to your tree and it's inside of you. So I'll close on this here. In BCU, we have a saying, genealogy is the highest form of spirituality. Why, Chief? Because it allows you to worship that in which it is within and that in which you come from. And with that, a tree with no roots bear no fruits. So let's be fruitful and multiply. But in order to do that, you have to go and read. Put these other books down. They cool. We get the information, especially when we know where we are in the story. And these are tips, and this is our GPS navigating us through the board, because we're gonna get downloads from our ancestors. But when you read the greatest book ever wrote, the Book of You, it'll change your life. You feel me? So yeah, we cool with the historians, but in this era, we raising my historians. So know your story, know where you at in the story.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey man, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. We want to thank y'all for coming out to kick it with us. Look, man, we got Chief Cash App on the screen. Now that first one, like I said, if it say just say send it anyway, but then it's another one, BCUBCU, right, Chief?
Yeah, BCUBCU, all capital letters. Yeah, all capital letters. That other one you got that one old.
Okay, the Naya one.
Yeah, that one old.
All right, let me take it down.
Yeah, the Nazi old.
All right, let me do it like this. Hey, y'all, don't forget yesterday was his birthday too, y'all. So if you want to show love for the birthday, late birthday joint. So I'm gonna type in the Big Chief one, then I'm gonna type in the BCUBCU. Big Chief. Boom. BCU. Then it's just BCU, all capital twice.
Yeah, twice. And then they'll see my name, legendary Topcatz on there.
All right.
But the first one ought to be good though. The BigChiefBCU.
Yeah. I think this is the one I sent it to. All right, let me do this one. Hey y'all, so yeah, if you want to show some love for the birthday yesterday, he went out, hanged out, man. I think I seen what you had on. You were fresh as a motherfucker, man. You had the look, you dressed like I dress when I'm going out. I got like about 50 different hair. I got about like 7 different color cowboy hats, all the cowboy boots to match.
Yeah.
Like shit, that's my swag. Either that,
yeah,
I got a couple of American outfits too.
Cowboys and Indians, man.
Put my jewelry on, man. Throw my cowboy hat on, some good cologne, man. Tell you, man, women. Hey, the women, you'd be surprised. A nigga that dressed like like a ball cap, like regular outfit versus them cowboy boots and shit, man. The women be on your ass.
Man, they was stopping. Hey, they walking up. Hey, I just gotta tell you. Hey, I gotta let you know. Yeah.
Everywhere you go. They love it.
They kept putting it up on it. Hey, I like Hey,
yeah, fresh like a motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Hey, these some of my frames right here before I get at. I'm gonna send you a pair.
You got frames and everything.
Oh man, I got like 10 different frames, man. I got real buffalo horns and everything.
Oh yeah, I got a pair of buffalo horns too. I got a pair of buffalo horns.
We got man, we got check this out, man. We got all kind of stuff over here. That's BCU on that's real leather. You can smell it. And then that's the wood. We got Big Chief rollers and everything, man.
That boy got the watches and everything. That be like an AP.
Hey, straight up.
That bitch is like an AP. Yeah, like a plain giant AP.
Yeah.
That boy, hey man, look, what? So all this is on the Big Chief University website.
Yeah, if you don't see
Yeah.
it, type in frames, man, because right now I got so many items. Make some new pages on there.
Yeah, we got that in the links for y'all, right? If you want to go to check it out, we got it in the links. We got the Big T University in the links, man, in the descriptions.
Hey, for y'all out there, where them fans at? Hey, we got them. We ain't got that. This ain't that music supply.
That's that old school church grandma fan, boy. That old school church grandma fan.
That's what them.
My grandma used to have that at church, man. At church.
Yeah. That's
that. I ain't seen that like that.
This that real deal.
Yeah, man.
Silent.
The boy got fans and everything, man. The boy got fans. Man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Who else is got? Who else doing this shit? Who else doing?
We got. We try to do everything indigenous, man, just to have representation there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like we, you know, that's why we do the trips. That's why we do the tours. That's because we want to bring each other together. Like we cook for each other. We always eat together. Man, we're gonna set the fire. We're gonna sit around the fire and we're gonna pop it with each other. You know, and we've been doing this like 5 years now. So, you know, 4 years is going hard with it. You know, just a family, you know, no breakups, no missing shit, no none of that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we our hands and face clean over here. You know what I'm saying? And we just building on what we have. And one of the number one things we just want people to know that, you know, don't chase no paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Don't be chasing an easy way out, and understand that it's your birthright. You're born with it. That's what you're looking for. You're born with it. All you have to do is nurture it and go back and find yourself in the story, and it'll mean way more to you. You'll really be able to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. So, that's what I say, man. Tap in with that in which you come from. You feel me? And be fruitful and multiply.
Hey, man, we got like 700 people on. I think we had about 6,000 people on tonight total. Hey, everybody send him $5 right now for his birthday. Send him $20 for the class. Hey, somebody send him $100, man. A nigga, my ballers, man. My nigga high rollers. My high rollers throw him a C note up in there, man, for his birthday, bro. Put him on the game, man. You know how we do it. Show everybody. We gotta show our guests some love, man. Y'all get other game. Show them some love, man. Put them in the game. What else I was gonna say? Yeah, man. And if you want to get those books, like I say, he got the books out. He got the glasses. He got the shit. He might have some belts. He might got some belts.
We got perfume, cologne. We got these right here. Y'all want to get y'all one of them right there? That's in our genealogy. What else we have? Man, we have workout gear for women. Lululemon quality.
Man.
What else we got, man? We got so much shit, man. Varsity jackets, you know, all type of merch. But like I say, we got short shirts, everything, you know. The shirts and the shorts come together. We got some big boy packs right here. I'm not black, I'm Indian on the back. Shout out to my sister Voodoo Doll out of New Orleans. I got her brand on right here. Babe, shout out
Voodoo Doll, man.
Oh, you know
Voodoo, man. Hey, I was gonna ask you, man, who is Chief Sweetfeather, man? Who is Chief Sweetfeather?
Oh, that's Miss Agave, man. She out of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah, but she on the BCU research team.
Man, Sweetfeather got a voice, man, a therapeutical voice.
Oh yeah, she gonna come, you know, put that big mama in on you. She ain't finna get all good. She ain't finna get loud or nothing, you know.
Straight voice, yeah, man. I like because I heard you say, man, Sweetfeather, man. I said, man, yeah, Sweetfeather sound like the ones like back in the tribe, back in the day when her name was the one when you say, yeah, man, that's the one.
Everybody love her, yeah. Like the girls today, we went to school with, we call them by their first and last name.
Yeah.
There you go. That's first and last name. Yeah,
that's what's up. Hey man, one more thing before we get out of here. Hey, how could they get that platinum package? I heard you telling them what's the platinum package and how can they get it?
All right, yeah. So the platinum package is basically like lectures and bills with series that we done that so we'll do like a pay-per-view off the internet. And so that's on the website. So the website is created. So you go on the lectures, BigChiefUniversity.com, go on the lectures right now. It's a discount. It's half price right now. So but yeah, you get about 1,000 hours of just information that you won't get on YouTube. Yeah, man, we got 900 slide lectures.
Damn,
we got 900 in 4.5 hours. 4 hours and 28 minutes. Drop 940 some slides. Easy work. Nah, we put it in some work. And so we still building on it over there to get everything organized properly. Get all these classes on there, to get break it. But right now, you can go on there right now and you get about like maybe 10, 12 categories, and about 1,000 hours of information that you won't get on YouTube that I don't show on here. Yeah. Like I said, I send that Pocahontas to you. Yeah, it's exclusive. Like that Pocahontas one. Yeah. That's just part 3. Watch when you check that out. Let me know about this.
Yeah, I watched them. I started watching it today. I'm gonna finish it tonight.
What you think about it so far?
Hey, I said, man, he going. You breaking down so many details, like fine tune, like you find like with a comb. You going through that shit with a comb. You know what I'm saying? Like
how far you got in it?
Like I only got maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes in it because I was going to the grocery store.
We jumped off from the first slide and turned up. Yeah, we turned up from the first
you just go right in. You go right in. You talking about you breaking down intricate parts. And I said, damn, I'm about to sit down and focus. I was in a rush today. So today, tonight, and tomorrow, I'm gonna really just sit down and take notes and then do an AI tape on it. Do an AI tape on what you was talking about. So I take notes and then do AI breakdowns on the shit. Then because AI helped me get more parts of the shit, right? When they do the breakdown for me. Yeah. So I can't wait to break down. I'm gonna do AI on this shit right here. Cause you dropped some good shit, man. You gave me another piece that I needed about the federal, because I already know this all the states will franchise through the federal government, but I didn't put it together that, hey man, all these fucking tribes are charter federal not recognized tribe. I didn't fucking put that together, man. I didn't never put that together.
Under the Termination Act. Hold on. Let me see if I can put it on the screen right quick. Let's see if we put this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one on the Termination Act. Watch. I have that bitch out tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, that Termination Act, they say everybody to the board. Everybody to the board. This is how we finna do this and change the whole game with it.
Yeah.
They took sovereign. Ain't no such thing as sovereign in they world. Nah, no, ain't no sovereign.
Well, we sorry for taking your land. You niggas crazy here, man. Yeah, we sorry. Yeah, man, this was a banger, man. You dropped some fucking heavy duty shit on the people, man.
I'm up. Let me know when.
Yeah.
All right, so right here, this the American. Hold on, let me go up a little further. This is what I was saying about this. The New Deal, right here, when Roosevelt made a New Deal with them. So this is during the Great Depression. He devised and set a widespread economic relief program called the New Deal for Native Americans already suffering generational harsh treatments. So that is well known as the Indian New Deal. So this is how they're gonna try to move us out. Signed into law, Reorganization Act, June 18, 1934. The legislation marked a sharp U-turn in federal policy towards indigenous people. So now they're asking them to come in. They got a new deal for them. This deal to put them in place. So they come with it's the Recognize Act. Now, under this, you have to elect their government is similar to the United States. What they wanted it was meant to be for some people that was mixed blood tribes or people that had influence in tribes politically. But right here, this guy is William Keeler. William Keeler is he is the first elected principal chief of the Cherokee Nation in the 20th century. So he's not the Cherokee Indian of 1800, 17, 16, 15, 14. No, the 1900s. Right here, they tell us right now. You see that shit, Elder?
Hey, he European there, man. Shit.
Yeah, and
he's
the right there say he's the first elected principal chief. So he the first elected. This is the system that they came under.
Oh yeah, okay, I get you. Yeah, I'm
and so now they electing them like they elect presidents. That way they can put whoever they want into a seat, just like the president. Right now they take control of it. So
that makes sense.
We come down here in the 60s. This is them talking about they want to teach their own history. Native Americans. This the Termination Act. The Termination Act. They terminated tribes and ended federal government guardianship and recognition of tribal governments in U.S. jurisdiction of tribal lands. In addition to ending the tribal rights as sovereign nations, in addition, so right there it said the recognize of tribal governments in U.S. jurisdiction, right, or elder of tribal lands. In addition to ending tribal rights as sovereign nation. So ain't no more sovereign unless you got an army and you can whoop me. And ain't nobody been building no army. So can't nobody whoop them. So ain't nobody sovereign. Come get it back in blood. So
that's pretty much what they said.
Oh yeah, goddamn right. It's the US. If you want to dance, they can't do nothing else, but they can fight. Well, we can because they've been having a hard time over there in Iran and Afghanistan, the war on terror. They fought for 20-some years. It ain't never took us that long. When we fought in Granddad and fought in World War I, Korea, World War II. Man, we was Vietnam. We lost Vietnam, but it was a tie with the nigga soldiers. It was a tie. They ain't want no problem with us. They were putting up signs and calling on the bullhorn. Go home.
That's what my granddaddy said. That's what my granddaddy said. They were dropping letters and shit. Yeah, the Nazis too. Hey, go home. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Say for real. But right here say the policy terminated federal support and most of the health care and education programs, utility service, police and fire departments available to Indians on reservation. So they took all of that away from them, their whole structure of government. Right.
And they made them come into the jurisdiction of the United States under a chart, to be chartered. The policy eliminated much government support for Indian tribes and ended the protected trust status. So now, just like 1877 Compromise Act ended Reconstruction for us, because they offered us citizenship in 1866. Under the first Civil Rights Act. And then they offered the Native Americans in 1924. So now they come back. Now they took the lands in Indian tribes and ended the protected status. So they not protected under law. All Indian owned lands in responsibility to this policy, the BIA began the voluntary urban relocation program. So they started a program where they started, because at this time they're integrating schools, right? They busting us together. And now they just ended the Native American protection status. You on your own. You got to get out of the reservation. They finna put you in population because they just took away your sovereignty, whatever. Your ass finna be a ward of the state. And it actually reads that the urban relocation program changed the face of cities as well as American Indian culture. American Indians who returned to reservation often found they did not fit in with those who stayed behind. So this is the play right here. This the Constitution that we just seen William Keely in the 20th century. Right here say July 1827, the Cherokees had a Constitution. So damn. So how do that equate to the dude in the 1900s? I mean, in the 1900s. So that treaty that was signed back then don't even apply to this nigga under the new deal that they made. Roosevelt, the New Deal. It's literally called the New Deal. And so the modern Constitution of the Cherokee, watch this, was created September 1975. You hear that? That's just our grandparents older than this. Yeah. And they was already Cherokee before 1975. Yeah. That's right. So that's why I keep telling people it ain't us about us. Oh, they stole us, switched our place. No. Don't even think about it like that. On paper, yes, that's what it is to look like. But what is owed to you is still there. You just have to claim it. That's why everybody been taking your mind off of here, the land, and you recognizing your Indian heritage because you actually have an inheritance in your last name. So all of these, denominations that's having you change your surnames and shit like that, now you have lost your GPS because now you disconnected from your family. You don't even know what's owed to you. Y'all probably could have owned the whole town. Things like this here, but 76, 99, and a new constitution in 2003 that was enacted in 2006. So this in the 2000s when the Cherokee, niggas was saying they Cherokee are trying to get their government established, starting September 5th, 1975. But the Cherokee government was created in 1784. Cherokee government, 1784 to 1907 when Oklahoma came into statehood. So right here under new constitution, members voted to do what? Kick out the freedmen on the basis that they had no blood connection to the tribe. Wow. After doing almost 30 years of banishment, the Cherokee High Court ruled the freedmen could re-enroll. So in the 70s, under the Bureau of Indian Affairs, they reorganized as a tribal nation. You see that? Reorganized. Yeah. So this is not the treaty signers. This is not the nigga that's under the Constitution and the treaties. This is the small hats getting that land and run them casinos and run that tobacco and gambling. You hear me? And prostitute, you know what I'll come with it. Yeah. So choosing their own leaders, right? So now the U.S. government is choosing the leader who's going to be the Indian chief. Choosing their own leaders and allowing citizens the right to vote under a new constitution, members first. The first thing they did was all the intermarried whites and then the freedmen, which they'll consider us, on the basis that they had no blood connection to the tribe.
This shit is just, man, it makes you angry how, but you shouldn't get angry. We should get more knowledgeable on this shit. We should know this shit that you just said. Like, we should get more knowledgeable. It should make you want to go say, damn, let me investigate this shit more. Let me fucking figure out this shit. So you just gave me some homework, man. You just gave me a lot of homework. Like I got homework for the rest of the week off of this.
Because look, before we close, watch this here. That number said 1975. Imagine that them niggas went out here on some Black Power or some Pan-African power to the people and us just sticking to our roots. Man, we would have been so much further. We in the hole because look how much time has passed. When they took black in 1967, Judge Joe Brown said he was one of the people who voted. Nation of Islam, a lot of other niggas was there. He said they was approached by the Pan-Africans in the 70s to join the black movement up with this new Afrocentric movement. That they brought it all together, and but he said that's when they started being, the COINTELPRO started taking place. When they let them because all them niggas coming in suits and ties and
you can't tell who.
Yeah, they telling the tent type of nigga. And you know, J. Edgar Hoover was passing. He was a Choctaw Indian. Yeah, his niece was on what was that? One of them shows, and one of his great grandkids on the show. And yeah, she said they family till they passed it, and she was beautiful. Passed the Choctaw Indians. Yeah, their grandma was Choctaw Indian.
Yeah, I can believe
Who was the granddaughter of J. Edgar Hoover.
That's interesting. All right, man. We're gonna get ready to close out, man. You fucking crack heads and twist cap. Man, you did a wonderful job, man. You did a wonderful job. You gave me you tied some dots there that I wasn't even thinking about, man. And then so now you just gave the crime dog more evidence, man. You just gave me more evidence. I'm gonna gruff the goddamn crime dog. Hell yeah, I'm gonna sniff their ass out. Yeah, so everybody, man, right now, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you can't send him 5, send him 10. Send him $1. Send him $100. Like for my number one guys that be putting it in and that be showing that look. Send him $100.
What the ballers?
Yeah, my people that the high rollers be showing love, man. Yesterday was his birthday, y'all. Don't forget. So show up some love for his birthday. What else we want to say? Hey, go check out him. He was on Black Magic channel. Just did a show on Black Magic. Go check that out. And be sure to go subscribe to his page. We got that in the links, right? He got some hot ass shit, 11 hours, 7 hours. He got some long ass tape for my truck driving guys. Hey, shout out 15. Hey, he got something for you, 15 for the truck drivers. They be on the road for 6, 7, 8 hours a day. He got some 8-hour tapes on there, man. 11-hour tape. So yeah, go check him out on YouTube. We got both of the Instagram links in there too. Go check him out on Instagram, on IG, man. We got that up in there too. What else I want to say? Yeah, go sign up to Big Chief University. Man, that's pretty much all you want to say. You want to say something before you get out of here, Chief?
I just started. I mean, I end like I started, man. Hey, man, genealogy is a high form of spirituality because it allows you to worship that in which is within you and that in which you come from. So, yeah, man, the tree with no roots bear no fruit. So let's be fruitful and multiply. Know where you are in your story. Know your story, man. And that's the greatest story ever told. Yeah. Appreciate your time, young elder. Hey, I'm coming back.
Hey, we're gonna be back. Look, next time we're gonna do more of a slide. This right here, I was just introducing you on this one and then let people know what's going on, right? The next one we're gonna come back and put it on them, bro. You're gonna put one of them whole slide shows. Let you do one of them slide shows. Gonna crack them. Yeah, gonna crack them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This shit was good though. Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. This right here, this was top of the line, man. This is a classic. I'm gonna go watch this shit again and take some more notes there. Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, nah, for
especially
real.
All those acts you mentioned. Watch by the end of this week, I'm gonna have all those acts out in AI form, breaking them down. All those acts. Watch by the end of this week.
I see you been going crazy with the Alabama Indians. Yeah,
Alabama Indians. I'm doing the Natchets, Nick. I'm doing the Natchets. I'm doing the Conquistadors. I'm doing really all 50 states, all the indigenous tribes in all 50 states. That way, if somebody want really, I'm my page,
for everybody.
Yeah. So really, my page is the archives for the chiefs. Like, say, if you want to pull some information, I'm gonna have the information in the file. So all you gotta do is say, "Oh, I want to know about this." You go to the Native American Chiefs playlist. It's got like about 500 tapes in there, and most of it is stuff that I got from all the other chiefs about what they saying, like the Curtis Act, or the Dawes Roll, or the Sinister Act. So I got all these tapes. So now I'm gonna add all the acts that the ones you just said. I'm gonna add them to that list. So all the chiefs, all they gotta do is just go to that playlist and pull whatever file. I pretty much got the whole fucking case laid out on their ass. The whole case, I got the whole case laid out against U.S. courts about how they stole our shit, all the shit that they did to us, how they did it, when they did it, where they did it, like the whole fucking layout. Yeah, that's how we doing it over here. Hey. So we're gonna bring you back, man. We'll get you on another day. And we'll let you run them slides because you got some hot ass receipts.
Oh yeah, man. Documentation, big conversation, man. I had to learn that. So I like to keep cause I know it's the next generation coming, man. And we came up in a time we were privileged enough to have lecturers. Ain't too many lecturers now. You know what I'm saying? The game, that's the way the game was meant to be played. Niggas changed the game, you know, because it's the internet and it's fast. But nah, man, we still gotta have them lecturers out there, because if we don't have no lecturers, then we don't have no authors. We don't have no real true authors. Because in order to write a book, in order to put a lecture together, you have to compile information and data, and you have to come to your own conclusion, your own study. What did your research bring you to? What conclusion did your research bring you to? And then you formulate it. And that's how you can write a book off of it. These niggas got it fucked up out here. These niggas writing books and can't do a PowerPoint. Nigga ain't never went and took the time to go do the research. Show ain't got on no plane to go nowhere and verify before you bring it out. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, you know, taking the easy way, but you know, I like the old school way, and I want to preserve it for the next people coming up. You know, somebody gonna come out and got to do it.
I'm glad you like that, man. I'm glad you like that. And shout out Dame Calloway too. I see you dealing with Dame. Yeah, shout out Big Dame, Chief Honeybear, man. Hey, yeah, man. So we about to get up out of here, man. Let you go, get up out of here. Everybody, like I said, if you ain't set up nothing for his birthday, man, you ain't don't be no sucker now, man. Gonna show him some love. $1, whatever you got. We ain't tripping. Yeah, go subscribe right now, man. If you ain't subscribed to Big Chief Topcatz Legendary Top, we got the link in the go subscribe to his page right now. As soon as you get off, man. Yeah, man. So we out, y'all. Hotel, peace. Shalom, Lechem, you know what I'm saying? Divine love, all that throughout the boundless universe to all. Wadu, peace. All right, brother, I'm gonna hit you up.
All right, fam. Peace, everybody.
Peace. Hey, peace. Never have it been made so clear.